Good evening, one and all. It's Wednesday. We're on to a brand new update, and it seems that the starting soon counter has completely reset, even though I didn't tell it to do so. Well, you know what? We'll just ignore that and get started anyway, because the stream is having some troubles today, and I have absolutely no idea what is causing them. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you are doing well where you are around the world. Still, if you're here, if you could get rid of the pinned message now, everything is up and running. It should be up and running, although I say that and immediately another error comes up on my screen. What even is happening? OBS is really unhelpful. When it has issues, it just goes, I'm having issues, I'm having issues. I need you to tell me more than that, OBS. I really need you to tell me more than that. All the same, welcome in. And as well, with that, getting us started already, we have 5 gifted subs going out from Mirror Lab there, followed up as well with a gifted sub coming in from JUN24 to the Almighty Queen River. So to both of you there, thank you very much for the gifted subs onto the channel. I really do appreciate that. Cheers. And would you look at that?
Hi everyone, hope you're all enjoying the update.
Andrew445 with a 23-month Prime sub as well. Continuing the support on the channel. Andrew, thank you very much on that. I really do appreciate it. Cheers again. And yes, indeed, we have got a brand new update. We've got plenty to enjoy. I have already done the quest, so if anyone was concerned about seeing quest details directly itself, don't you worry about that. That's not going to be coming up on stream. If you did want to see my playthrough of the quest, that is over on my replays channel, which is where all the streams get uploaded to as well. So exclamation mark replay if you would like to see that. But otherwise, I've kept it to my second YouTube channel so that it's not kind of clogging up everything else. Moon saying, is this going to be a spoilery stream, or will we have until the weekend to play the update for ourselves? Moon, the very nature of the update is spoilery. The very nature of the update is spoilery, so I can give you 0 safety guarantee on that. 0. I don't even intend to touch too much onto the quest. I wasn't intending to. Unfortunately, the very nature of the quest means that it is impossible to avoid spoilers if you are watching Warframe gameplay after the update. I cannot give you any guarantee on avoiding it. So if you do wish to avoid spoilers, I recommend you grab your ticket, peace out, and just make sure you keep a ear to the ground to see if you win the giveaway happening today. But if you don't worry about spoilers, if you've already gone through the quest, or you don't care about spoilers, you're welcome to stick around as well. Absolutely. Did I test out Jade yet? If yes, how was she? I have only just received Jade from DE, as DE give out day 1 access to creators, but for Jade, they specifically held off a moment because of details connected to the Warframe. So on that basis, I've only just obtained her from DE, and I have not actually had a chance to even load her up in the arsenal. I don't intend to be focusing today's stream on Jade, partly because of her connection to the quest. And instead, I want to focus on the very broader aspect of what has changed with this update. The very, very broad aspect, which is damage types. It is indeed the damage types. Because, yeah, to put it very simply, basically everything has changed. Everything has changed. Damage types and how they apply have changed. Health, armor, shields, handling of different damage types is now just completely overhauled and simplified. Various procs have had changes, and the effects related to other procs is now also important. A lot has shifted. A lot has shifted. Take care there, Moon. Take care. Hello, Gangrel. Found the quest fun? Yeah, fair do. Fair do, fair do. I won't be talking too much about the quest itself here, partly because there are going to be people joining in who ignore the spoiler tag, who ignore all the warnings, and then still get spoiled. So I'm going to keep that a little bit down. Is Slash still useless? Slash was never useless, and Slash is not useless at all, quite frankly. Slash is technically weaker than it was pre-update because of increased hit point scaling on Grenier especially. The full details of that I have yet to look into. Technically, it's gotten a little bit weaker, but nah. Is it still bugged? It was only bugged in the simulacrum. That bug has been fixed. Outside of the simulacrum, I was doing some investigation gone midnight last night, following up on people's concerns about it. It looked like there might have been an issue. Turns out there wasn't. There wasn't. So Slash is absolutely fine. Heat is loving the update. So Heat viral setups,
Hello,
just
everyone.
winners. Absolute winners. TX Pharaoh, welcome in once again there with a 5-month resub as well. Thank you very much for supporting the channel once again there at Tier 1. Appreciate it. Appreciate it indeed. Oh my word. We're just not going to stop, are we? We're not going to stop. I'm not even going to get on to anything else happening here. Live there. Thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs going out to community there. Going out to Trollstoy, to Knight of Gondor123, to Zaran100, to Nisung, and to Validor. Live there. Thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs to community as well. Really appreciate it. Cheers. Really, really do appreciate that as well. Karen was saying Dodger sub bump. Well, there are 126 people here right now. 5 gifted subs. Most people are going to miss that. Yeah, most are. Reading complete, not waiting for a gift. Dropping their prime sub here as well, up onto 8 months. Reading complete. Thank you very much for continuing to support the channel as well. We're most of the way through the level 4 hype train, aren't we? Oh my, oh my. Heat Viral stays winning? Absolutely it does. Heat Viral does stay winning. Mirrorly asking DM, I'm going to share this one. Can I be taken out of the giveaway? Road ticket instead of ticker. Sorry, I cannot remove your name from it. However, if you are drawn, I'll try and remember that you didn't actually want to win it. But yeah, for fairness sake, I actually cannot go into the draws and manipulate them. Once you're in, you're in. Yep, I can't do anything to that one. But I will remember your message is there quite clearly in the DM, so even if you did win and I forgot, I then open up the DM and say, oh wait, you didn't want this. So, you fixed it, well done. It's all good, Mirrorley, you fixed it already. Right then, quickly snooze the ads there, they were about to kick in, but you know what, we can kick those down the road just a little bit. Will I have a video on the status changes? Yes, absolutely. Now I want to make something very clear on this. I want to make something very, very clear. If I just, on my other screen, go to my comment section on my videos, and I read a comment from 12 hours ago. Now, I want to be clear. The update came out at 4 PM UK time. It is now a little bit past 7 PM UK time. So the update has so far been out for 27 hours, and this comment was 12 hours ago. Any ETA when the updated video for damage types will come out. 15 hours into an update that came out towards the end of the working day, my time zone. And someone's asking, so can we get an ETA on that updated video, please? Now, I just want to be very, very clear. That's not how this works. That has never been how this works. So if you are chomping at the bit, waiting for an update, I want you to understand we are reading from the same patch notes. We are playing the same update. I do not get early access to details with regards to this. Believe you me, you would know if I had early access to details, because there would have been a video out already. But there isn't. So, we are discovering this pretty much together, and that is just kind of how it's going to be. That's just kind of how it's going to be. But it's not going to be very far into the future. I know that a lot of people want to know about Jade. I know a lot of people want to know about the new weapons, new game mode, the events and whatnot. Personally, I'm likely not to cover the event itself because it's such an ephemeral thing. Jade, I know everyone and their dog is going to be covering that as quickly as possible in the content creator space. But you know what this channel is really good at? Getting into the nitty-gritty details. The details that everyone else goes, surely that's far too much to look into. And I go, yes, it is. And I'm going to do it anyway. You'll notice that currently I have, of all things, a Synoid Gamma Core equipped, which is not exactly something I really use on stream. And currently it is entirely modded with just trying to test things mods. I didn't even have a potato in this earlier. Likewise, my Rubico is set to magnetic right now because I have been studiously testing different bits and pieces, trying to figure out what on earth is going on. And I'll be quite honest with you. I'll be quite honest with every single one of you in this chat. I might need your help because I'm going slightly insane. So we're going to head on down to the simulacrum. We're going to load into there real quickly, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a peek as to what I've been testing off stream before we got to the stream here, and explain why I am so utterly bamboozled by what is going on here. Now, Blast I understand. Blast I have got figured out, and you've got a lot you can do with it, but Magnetic... Okay. Before we go through and spawning things in here, let's get straight into the spawn. Let me spawn something in real quickly. We'll go for a level 195 non-steel path, so we've got no weird modifiers getting in the way. Alright. Let's just bring these in. So the way this works is that Magnetic, 1, increases the damage taken by Overguard. So if I just tap this guy in his leg, bap, 10,873. Give this one a little bit of charge up. That was a red crit, try again. That was an orange crit, try again. There we are, 46,000. So you see massive damage increase right there. From 10,000 to 46,000. That is huge. Torchlight, thank you very much for dropping your prime over here. Welcome to the channel proper. Cheers indeed. Enjoy a lovely blue sub badge. So what you're seeing there is an increase pretty much the same as viral. Magnetic is now the viral of Overguard as well as shields. Oh yes indeed. It is the viral of Overguard, not just shields. But beyond that, Magnetic has a second feature, which is when you break their Overguard or shields, while a Magnetic proc is active, boom! You notice suddenly we've got an electric proc. Suddenly we have an electric proc. And what is happening is that when the Overguard runs out, it applies, an electric proc based on the number of Magnetic procs, and then something to do with something amount of Overguard on enemy, supposedly. And this is where it all breaks down. I am very sorry to say, this is where it all breaks down. Now, you might be looking at these enemies and going, whoa, that proc did a lot of damage. Bear in mind that their armor is nowhere near as strong as it used to be. In fact, I've measured these guys' armor, and it's less than the armor cap. I don't know why, because prior to the update at level 195, these guys definitely had over 2,700 armor. Now they have less than 2,700. Something's happening here. Something is happening, and I don't understand it. But it gets weirder. It gets weirder, and for us to see just how weird it gets, I'm actually going to let you see the editing program I use for videos and what I've got currently saved on it. Oh yes indeed, let me just bring this up here real quick, because you see, I've been doing some research in the simulacrum with various weapons, and what I have here is perhaps the most utterly perplexing thing I could possibly have got. I don't understand it. I'm trying and failing to understand it. Let's mute that because that's going to be horrible for you guys. I had the enemy. 10 magnetic procs. I shot them with the Rubico with another magnetic proc to immediately break the Overguard and to cause the electric proc to trigger. And what happened is we get electric damage, 17,872. Electric proc, and we see the electric proc damage of 16,979. That's... I snoozed them a second ago, I guess they came back. So we'll wait for that to come back and just re-explain to everyone. Down in the simulacrum. Welcome back, everyone. Mirrorlade, thank you very much for giving this up over to Silancy. Silancy, that's another month of ads you'll not have to deal with. Oh. Cheers indeed. So, enemy, 10 magnetic procs on them. I scope in with the Rubico. I hit them. We'll see here. Bam! And again, still 10 magnetic procs. 52,000 damage. That's fine, it's just a thing. the 10 magnetic procs causes an electric hit of 17,872 in this case. And we see instant damage up here with no proc on it. This is where the electric proc is dealing damage. We know it's the electric proc, 16,979, because if I go forward a little bit longer, 16,979 pops up again. So that is very clearly the electric proc. But for those of you that know how these procs work, maybe you know what's wrong here, maybe you could even explain why it's gone wrong, because that's the bit I need. That is the bit I need. We have damage of 17,872, armor removed, if it even had armor, and a proc of 16,979. Electric procs are supposed to do half damage. Half. Curb saying, is armor applying twice? There's no armor. It's red health, no armor. I removed the armor, and I've verified you can remove armor. You can also reduce armor below 200. At least by the old equation. Whatever they've done with the equation, you can get below the damage reduction that 200 armor would apply. I think the minimum armor is more to do with if an enemy starts armored, what's the minimum starting armor they could have? Is my guess. But I need to verify that as well. As I'll say, so an interesting thought popped into my head. I think mag might be worse than it looked on paper, since stuff that struggled more into Overguard was typically Vara Slash. Now that raw and non-slash damage has got a significant buff. Overguard is going to be naturally weaker to builds already. Also make sure to account for the electric mod used to make electric on the electric proc, if I don't know, that actually does affect it. And this is why we have Zomtronic in the channel. This is why we have Zomtronic in the channel. I was scratching my head trying to figure out what could cause magnetic to have different proc values, and Zom has just come in and sniped what could be the answer right there. First of all, Mirrorlave, thank you very much for gifting us up over to Zomtronic there. Zom, you now also don't have to deal with the ads either. That's brilliant. So the electric mod that I have on my Rubico, despite the fact I've got magnetic element bonus here, I've got electric mod on the Rubico for this test earlier, is causing that electric proc to deal more damage. Is that what we're getting here? Just hold on. 17,872 times 0.5 times 1 point, probably 1.9. I probably had a 90% electric mod on there. Will be 16,979. Son of a gun. This is why we have Zomtronic on the channel. This is why we have Zomtronic on the channel. Because they just seem to clue right into these details I miss. Okay. So would a magnetic Kuva weapon wouldn't have this problem? Words aside on that, correct. But rather, it wouldn't not have this problem, it would miss this benefit. What this is showing then, and what Zom's just proven for us there, is that having electric mods on your weapon actually makes magnetic stronger. Oh, okay. Which explains why when I was doing it with the Gamma Core that didn't happen, because my Gamma Core is pure magnetic. No elemental modding. Right, okay, cool. One problem down. One to go. Unfortunately, Zom, this one's a bigger one. I wish you all the best in this one, but maybe you'll get it. I've cleaned through almost all the other quirks and whatnot going on, but this one is eluding me. So the one that is eluding me, you can see how much damage we're applying to these guys here. Look at this. Bzzz, look at those damage numbers. Absolutely swimming in damage. Swimming it. Manaholic, if it's the farm I'm thinking of, yes, I was patched out. And in fact, I meticulously went through and measured this. Let me just grab the detail here. Observed Overguard on these guys, level 195, Eximus Troopers. Comes down to 356,789. Okay, 356,789. And if we go back to Warframe, Warframe very helpfully tells us what that's going to mean for us. Because you see here, magnetic, When shield or overguard breaks, overguard in this case, deal electricity damage for 3% of enemies' max shield or overguard per stack of magnetic with a forced electricity status effect. Okay? So if we have 356,000 overguard, and we've got 10 stacks of 3%, so 30%, we're thinking 30% of 350,000, which comes out to around 100,000 damage. That's what I would expect. Under average, I know you can, and I tried to do that, and it turns out that with the big damage numbers to try and make them more readable in general, they still overlap. So, yeah, I tried.
It's been a while due to life, but I have survived my 26th revolution of Sol.
Hey, Ronald 1998, happy 26th birthday. Congratulations on making another lap around the sun. May you make many more. And cheers for the support 18 months there as well. Ooh. Cheers indeed. So, we know that these guys have about 350,000 overguard, because I measured it, the amount of damage it took me to get through them, with something small damage to tick it away. And we know that we should be doing 30% of that overguard as damage for the electric proc. That'll be about 100,000. And yet, if I switch to the correct tab, when it breaks, it's 17,872. And it's not just that, because I tested this time and time again. When I tested with this one, I got 35,742. And when I tested with this one, I got again 35,742, which is still very certainly not 100,000. And I don't understand what's happening there. This is on armor stripped units. Armor is having no effect on the equation, or should be having no effect on the equation. And other damage sources confirm that that armor is gone. And yet still it deals a fraction of the expected amount, and I don't understand what's happening there. I'll be very honest with you, I just do not understand it. I can burn through their overguard very nicely. 35,742 again happened there. And we see the electric proc was doing half the damage. So that's working. Anyway, it's doing half the damage? Did I take the mods off this? I have the electric mod on and it didn't get the bonus. Slash damage is not dead. You saw a Reddit thread, you misunderstood it. Or you saw a video and the person making the video misunderstood it. One of the two. Regardless, wherever you got your information, they misunderstood it. Slash is not dead. Maybe it's because of overguard damage reduction still applying. What overguard damage reduction, Shedspot? Just to be very clear, what overguard damage reduction? Because overguard doesn't have damage reduction. 20, let's get, so 10,873. And on this guy, which I'm going to armor strip. By the way, okay, come on. Yellow crit in the thigh, please. I don't... Fine, we'll scope shots. 18,505 scoped. Okay. I take it back. There's damage reduction on that one. Unless... Wait, no. Damage type modifier. It's a damage type modifier. These guys have damage type modifiers. That's what it is. Never mind. Never mind, because if we go here... Impacts, they are weak to impact. So it's the extra impact damage. Which adds to the difficulty of testing these things. Because the Rubico does a lot of impact. You see my pain. and trying to prize these details apart. Hold on, let's see. How their shots land? I don't know. Right, Eximus. I'm going to need Infested Eximus, which doesn't give damage resistance to itself. Leaper Eximus, vulnerable to slash. Shoot. What about the Orokin ones? Nama ones? No, Murmur ones? Okay, these are not great to have, but this is not strong nor weak to any of the damage types I'm using, so this will be safe for testing. There we go. Not strong or weak to any part of it. Okay. Armor strip them. Pretty resistant overguard, as we expect. I could go for the headshot, but I don't want to over-damage it. There we are, the magnetic proc causes an electric proc. Kind of by the by. Right then. Let's wait for that to go, and then I'll be able to compare and contrast. So, scope shot, body shot, no overguard, no armor, 24,674. And on this one, can we get yellow crit, please? Yellow crit, please. 24,674. Right then, there we go. Verified. Overguard has no damage reduction. We're getting the same numbers on both. And now it goes down for reasons I don't understand. Okay, I must have had a damage bonus from something. But that damage bonus is gone. Sniper combo. Thank you. Yep, sniper combo. Everything tries to be complicated in this game. I swear down, this game is excessively complicated. The only weapon that is uncomplicated for testing is this one. And it's really doing my head in. This is what I have been struggling with, is trying to find what non-complicated test I can do. 395, 395. There we are. I can do that a few times over. 395s, 395s. Look at that, it's beautiful. Do you have a complexity addiction? Yeah, not wrong about that. Have you seen what they've done to Magnetic? So, my point is, Overguard doesn't have damage reduction. It doesn't have any damage type modifiers whatsoever other than Void. The game doesn't tell us the amount of Overguard, but I tested this empirically to get about 350,000. I have the specific number, but that doesn't matter. And we have what D has said about Magnetic, is that it does 30%, with 10 procs, 30% of their Overguard as damage, electric to their health. And that didn't happen, I got a much lower value. Sometimes anomalously low values. So if anyone knows the actual answer to that, I am all ears. I'm open to testing any reasonable possibility as to what could be going on there, because my brain is cooked. About as cooked as Blast has become. Blast has become a little bit cooked. Did I see Loot Cave yesterday? I don't know what that's referring to, sorry. Blast is well and truly cooked. Because it does a lot of damage now. Will I check if status damage mods are multiplicative values or not? They are multiplicative to pretty much every bonus I've tested so far, yes. If we go for a whole bunch of butchers. Yeah, they're not the most impressive of butchers, but, you know. They're a good starting point for demonstration. Give ourselves some guaranteed blast procs, and wow. Yup. Yup. Have a look at that. Now let's do this here. Boom. Let's do it here. Boom. Well, that's pretty nice, isn't it? Yeah, that's pretty nice. That is pretty nice, but maybe it's only a butcher thing, you know? There's no way you could do this same thing with Exo Gokstad Officers at level 195 Steel Path. Because we all know that they are really strong units, and therefore there's no way that Blast could do anywhere near the same level of stuff on them. Certainly not if I screw up my attacks and do it too slowly. Oh, come on, don't be like that. Okay, maybe they are a little bit on the strong side. But you see the blast happened and took off a lot of their health. Let's reset this a different way. I have a way to do this. Step 1. Our favourite status effect, viral. Step 2, blast. Hi there. Yeah, that's pretty effective. Oh, there we go. Now this is against about the strongest units we could set up, yeah. So it's not as impressive. It's not as impressive. So let's go for something a little bit more standard. Actually, you know what? We have one right here. I'm going to use this battle group. Thanks for the battle group, DE. Let's see what happens. Oopsies. They're all dead. Oh, they're all dead. Dead. How about you? Yeah, just dead. Dead. More dead. I think that makes it pretty clear, right? How was Lich hunting on Monday? Oh, right. Yeah. I recall now. Yeah, dispatched of it pretty quickly. Cheers for asking. Oh. Also, apparently Zephyr is absolutely insane with Blast. I did see that Reddit post. Yes. How did someone do it? They went Zephyr with just any old setup. So, something like this, I think it was. Yep. I think this was the build they had. And then they had... I think it was Tenet Cycron. Here we go. And it was a build that looked a little bit like... something like that, really. Yeah, I think it was something like that. Maybe some status in there? Has some status chance? Yeah. There we go. Okay, cool. That should do the trick. And they didn't have a companion equipped. So let's see if this works. Can I get the same results? So we got Zephyr, unmodded, Tenet Cycron, minimally modded, no companion, and Exo Gokstads. That should do the trick, right? Let's see what that person was cooking. We do this, and then... Yep. Yeah, I think that Reddit post was absolutely correct. Yep. Did you miss it? Here, let me try that again for you. Just in case you missed it the first time. We'll just create some tornadoes. Looking good. Okay. And that's that. Alright, yeah. So, if I had to make an educated guess as to what is happening there, there are a few things at play. First of all, let's demonstrate what happens if I just shoot them normally. You see, just a little bit of blasting, and it chains over, but it's a little bit of blasting. But if I really power it up, boom! You notice all the procs vanish. Let me show you again. And they're gone. And they're gone. So what's happening there is that when you hit 10 blast procs, they detonate. Boom! Insta-pop. And all of that blast damage, every eligible hit that procced blast, is then pulled together and sent out in a shockwave. affecting all the units. This is the same if the enemy dies whilst Blast is on them, because Blast has two different effects now. Either it goes pop, or it goes bang. Pop is if the enemy is still alive and the Blast proc runs out. Bang is if the enemy dies or you reach 10 Blast procs. But that in itself, as you've noticed, is not exactly killing them all. Yeah, that's not killing them. That's doing single unit damage. It's nothing. What makes it powerful is that tornadoes share damage and absorb damage to then share. So when I shoot one of these and fully charge it, it explodes, hitting all the nearby enemies, but more importantly, hitting the tornadoes, which also explode, and then there's more explosion, and bang, ba 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 ba. All the damage just cascades in on itself, near enough instantly. Near enough instantly. Does the same thing happen if you shoot tornado instead of the enemy? I don't know. Let's find out. No, because it doesn't appear to be sharing enough procs. Yeah, insufficient procs are being shared. Although, I have now got what appears to be a little bit of an infinite chain of just slapping them, which was weird. Sorry, did I skip over a message? I do apologise. There was a million things happening. Let's see, where was this highlighted message? All the way up here. What's their base overguard? Possibly it's not calculating it from max overguard, but overguard broke after magnetic proc is applied. Ray, you're asking one question and then talking about something completely different. Base overguard is 12 and then there's a multiplier. The multiplier is on the wiki. I recommend you read it. Just that's your entire answer on that one. Study it. It's not something very simple to cover. Also requested a change of music. So let's get that going. Did you ask for instrumental? Yes, you did. Here we are. Yeah, sorry if I do miss particular messages whilst I'm testing and there's a million people in the chat here. That is going to happen. If there is not a sound alert to it, then that's literally just going to happen. How about explosive elemental sandstorm and Aura? I'd say that is an exercise for the viewer. The main thing here is that blast kinda be blasting. Yeah, blast kinda be blasting. I wonder how few enemies this can work with. Have I tried melee influence yet? Yes, I made a video on it. Let's wait for that to go away. There we go. Let's go down to just 5 of them and see what happens. Have I tried Parasinkaran Prime with Blast? No. Okay, so what if we just have a few of them here? Not the same effect. That's very interesting, actually. That is very interesting. Not the same effect at all. So it does require a large number of enemies. How large? $10 does it? Okay. So somewhere between 5 where nothing happens and 10 where everything happens is the answer. So let's go Exo Gokstads 7. Seven is not enough. Oh, well, no. 7 you can make happen, but it takes a bit more power. Okay. So 7 it doesn't auto-activate, but it does get there. And then if we go with 8, does that reach the threshold to just do it by itself? Close enough. With 7, it's activating. 7 is ample. Is the point I'm taking away from that. Now, that may be 7 identical enemies, because if weaker ones die off sooner, you'll then no longer have 7. But the main point we're getting there is that Zephyr is kind of creating a ridiculous power spike, considering that this is a Zephyr with these really powerful mods on, and then a Tenet Cycron with these really powerful mods on. Right, so you can see why it takes a lot of enemies to be able to one-shot some of the most powerful units we could spawn in the Simulacrum. Because we're using sweet FA and still killing them like it's nothing. That's kind of wild. But I still don't understand Magnetic. Blast, I can plenty understand. You get a pop if the Blast proc expires, you get a boom if it reaches 10, or if the enemy expires first. Yeah. Then Blast Melee Influence. I think he did, yeah. No, I haven't tried that in particular. Solomon saying, it seems like Overguard has a 25% damage reduction too. It does not. I verified this on stream moments ago, Solomon. It definitely does not. I had the same damage on an unarmored enemy as on the Overguard of the exact same type of enemy. Is a video on Jade happening at some point in the future, but not the first one. Does the blast damage only scale based on blast damage done to an enemy or any damage done to an enemy? Funnily enough, it doesn't scale on the blast damage done to an enemy. It scales on the non-elemental damage done to the enemy. So if it's crypt, that boosts it. If it's pure damage, that boosts it. If it's faction damage, that boosts it twice, multiplicatively, like with all status effects. But the blast damage, nope. When's the Twitch drops? There are no Twitch drops here. There is the raffle for the TennoCon 2024 digital pack giveaway. Exclamation mark raffle for details on that. Can Hunt Munitions help it or not? Hunt Munitions creates slash blocks. There's nothing to do with blast proc. Nothing to do with it. You see Cyclone build? Sure. Do you have any other questions? Bet you do. Yeah. Imagine if there's a Twitch dropping on a raffle. I mean, yeah, imagine. Everyone gets one. Sure, why not? I'm sure D would be very happy with that. I guess that's the way to stop blast damage infinitely scaling off his own procs. Sure. You're seeing something I'm not, but you're sure. I'm going to say blast damage seems to scale like gas. I wonder if Lavos' Orbit will boost it. Good question, Soldier. Good question. Alright, let's have a ganders at that, shall we? Let's grab you. Let's grab you. This should be an easy enough test. So we grab a whole bunch of butchers. Is Slash bad now? Nope. Alright, without the Lavos bonus, we don't get the proc. Let's try again. No, we didn't get the proc. Let's try again. Nope, still no proc. Okay, I'm gonna end up getting the damage bonuses here, aren't I? Shit. That's gonna make this a pain to test. Alright, let's take off everything that scales. That should do. That one as well. I can replace it with... what's it called? That. Oh, this poor build has been broken in so many ways for testing purposes. Why must you fail me so often? There we go. 95k on the spread around. Cool. First of all, if I add on corrosive, we should see no improvement when I get the blast proc. I'm probably only going to get corrosive because it's a modded bonus too, aren't I? Shoot. Come on. Oh, I'm also going to get shot combo. I really hate that shot combo exists. I'll be quite honest. It gets in the way of so many tests. Might take a moment to get that blast proc. Yeah, might take a moment. Any second now. Okay. Maybe switch to 60s, better status chance. It would give better status chance, but then also the corrosive weighting will fight it out even harder. That's a tough call to make. I think better would be to just add on Sure Shot. Not Sure Shot. Rifle Altitude. That's the word. Oh, screw you and your doesn't fit. Block. Okay, fine. We'll do this, that. This works. Close enough. Right then. Damn game. I just want to land a blast proc when I'm not supposed to be able to. Is that too much to ask? It is if I shoot too quickly. This is the process you have to go through to test these things. One slow shot at a time. Come on now. Man, sure would be great if I had access to developer tools to just know the exact answer that was coded into the game. Yep, that would be great. Nope. Nope. Okay then. Nope. Nope. Thanks for the tip on the shot combo. Come on, I just... one blast proc. One. And I've run out of enemies. I mean, this has to, mathematically, happen sooner or later. It has to. Surely. Surely it has to happen eventually. Is this community stream where you get Twitch drops? No, it is not. D did not hand me any Twitch drops, unfortunately. I know there's this whole Pride Month drops going on for various other creators. I was not picked. Or consulted or something, so no drops here. Oh, come on. Okay, I'm gonna give up on this way of testing. If we get unusual details with Blast, then I'll go back to it. Right now, we need to actually test the original test. So, corrosive bonus is gone. We're back down to normal blasting stuff. Let's get the blast proc to happen, please. Please. Please? No, not a random red crit. Blast proc. There we go. Orange crit. Oh boy. Puncture? I landed... There we go. 95k. Alright then. 95k. I've re-verified that for now. Now let's put on the blast bonus. This will happen straight away. Still 95k. Right. So the blast bonus from Lavos also doesn't improve it. There we go. That's fine. That's all the information we need on that one. Ah, Fox Hunter, cheers. That's all the information we needed on that one. No blast bonus of any kind will improve the blast damage that comes from the proc itself. However, pretty much every other bonus does affect it. We have the pure damage, we have the faction damage, all kinds of other bits and pieces. How good are the new Elementalist mods? Are they additive like Serration or multiplicative? If it's the status damage ones, those are multiplicative with Serration, and pretty much every other bonus I checked. Yeah. Elementals only help with the initial kill? Correct. And increasing the chance of landing blast in the first place. Does Elementalist affect it? Good question. Good question. Rifle Elementalist, plus 15% status damage. Does this give us an increase from 95k on yellow crit to more than 95k? Do we get more? Oops, wrong button. So first we do that to guarantee a blast proc. Secondly we go pop. Yes we do. Okay, Elementalist does buff it. Confirmed. That was a nice easy test. I like the easy test where you can just put something in and it works. But Magnetic still confuses me. I don't know what Magnetic is trying to do. I don't know. Really say, I mean, it literally mentions blast in a status damage hover tooltip. Oh, does it now? I didn't even... Status damage... Damage dealt by slash, heat, electric, toxin, blast, and gas status effects. Yeah, fair enough, yeah. For once it's clear. For once it is clear. Have I tried only one magnetic proc to see if it really is 3%? What I have verified so far is that one fewer magnetic proc does take off 10% of the damage of the magnetic burst, which only adds to the confusion, Solomir. But let's go back on that one, yeah. Let's, yeah. What do I think of the blast status now I have hands-on experience with it? It's certainly blasting. I still find it weird, but it's certainly blasting. Let's grab some new Eximus. Let's grab us some Arrow Troopers again. They're just easy to test against. If mods stick on, even if you've taken them off in the Simulacrum, it's because the Simulacrum is brokey. The fact that the Simulacrum works in any way whatsoever is magic, because the number of bugs this place experiences is wild. Basically, Simaris is running it on a potato. There are no hamsters left, he is simulating a potato, and that simulated potato is running the Simulacrum. I'm probably going to develop a digital aneurysm in here. Let's strip all their armor, because armor is annoying for the tests that we are doing. Let's prime up some super magnetic, and let's blap you in the face. Bam! Okay, a little bit more blapping. But now he's got too many magnetic procs. Bam! Okay, I didn't see it, because it popped away, but it was a single magnetic proc, so this is going to give us valuable information. So, what we're going to do is switch over to recordings we did earlier. Let's grab the recording I just made and saved, which saved into here. Whoop. And let's have a look at what just happened on that one, which was here. We get the hit. Very beautiful stuff. And then we see the Electra coming out of it. 2056. 2056, and that's a single magnetic proc happening there. And we know this entire damage busted through the Overguard. So we know this much. Does negative power duration from Lavos make blast procs detonate sooner? Yes. However, it also negatively impacts Valen's formation to make it last a very tiny amount of time. So the trade-off is not really there. And you actually want blast procs to last longer. This might sound a bit weird, but you want blast procs to last as long as possible. Because the pop is useless. It's the bang you want. Pop bad, bang good. Best way to describe it. It's really not, but it's what I'm doing anyway. Okay, you there, Mr. Arctic Xmas. Now we're going to test against you, my friend. You're not really my friend. I just say that because I'm shooting you. Bang! Thank you, ma'am. Alright, recording obtained. Let's have a look at that. Pop is 30%, bang is 100%. Pop is 30%, bang is 300%. 300%. I don't know why IDE chose that number, but they did. It's kind of wild. It does mean that if you have less than 200% elemental modded damage, and you kill an enemy whilst they have a blast proc on them, you get more damage in the AoE from the blast eligible hits than you did from actually hitting the main target. 10 procs? No. Any proc. Any proc, still. Even 1 proc. All of the blast eligible damage will be spread in an AoE tripled, but without the elemental bonus. So if you have less than 200% elemental bonus, the spread is bigger than the direct hit. Is it you or are we dealing less damage than before? Probably you, to be honest. It's probably you. Okay, so recording just done. On the previous one, we did a thingy of 2,000. So naturally, when we had 10 magnetic procs, we should go from 2,000 to 20,560-ish. Yeah? What did we deal? $20,560-ish. Yep, there you are. Solomir, that verifies it. 10 procs gave us 10 times the damage. Nice. Does this mean that blast scales infinitely in high levels? Rodeko, I don't know what exactly you mean by that. Your weapon damage doesn't scale infinitely. You cannot get more out of blast than your weapon damage is providing, plus a modifier. So there is no infinite scaling, there can't be. No, Zephyr? That's Zephyr, that's not blast, that's Zephyr. Zephyr just does Zephyr things. It's like saying, hey, look at this mag with Nataruk. It's like, yeah, that's mag. Mag just does stuff. Mag cheats. So if you want to cheat the game and just obliterate things, use mag, use Zephyr, laugh. Just laugh at enemies that try to resist your damage, because there is no choice at that point. They die. They just die. Okay, so my issue here, again, comes down to this value, and every time I test this, I swear I get a different value. I swear I get a different value. 20,553, Arctic Xmas, level 195 Steel Path, right? But if I were to do the same now with something else, let's grab the Cyclone, let's take off that blast stuff, because that's slightly problematic. Let's turn that heat into... Oh, heat doesn't turn into anything non-damaging now. Oh, we'll just use a different weapon. That's the one. Gamma Core! Right then, yeah, here we are. That'll do the trick. You say, but I'm struggling with Zephyr, very squishy, keep dying even with 3. You are definitely doing it wrong then. You are definitely doing it wrong, because nothing can hit Zephyr except for melee while 3 is active. So if you are getting hit as Zephyr whilst 3 is active, you're either letting someone come up to you and chop you, or your 3 isn't actually active. Something's happening there and it's you. Sorry. That one is very literally a skill issue. Okay, Gamma Core! Let's give you even more magnetic and power this guy down. Yeah! Alright, now little bits, little. 35,742. 35,742. And I'll back record it so I have the value there, but it's the same value I've seen in other times. Why is it that the 10 magnetic procs from Gamma Core gives us 30-odd thousand, but when we do the same thing with Rubico, I got 20,000? Why? This bit I'm still stuck on. I want to be able to give you guys a brilliant, complete element guide covering all the intricacies, all the good stuff, all the bad stuff, all the stuff you need to know so that then I can give you very simple reasons to use very simple elemental setups and you just win the game. So why are these numbers different? How much magnetic do both the weapons have? Should be irrelevant. /then. It should be completely irrelevant. It's not the electric mod. Did I even have an electric mod on the Gamma Core? Because that one was the one with the higher value. That was the one with the higher value, and Cyanoid Gamma Core has nothing. The only thing it has is Hornet Strike. Is Hornet Strike buffing it? Surely not. I mean, Rubico's got Serration on, so they'd be much closer than that anyway. So no, it can't be that. No, it can't be that. Also, they said the status damage one, but that's separate. Looney Piece is saying, yeah, it does, I believe. It what? Who what? It what? Now, I know that sounds obtuse, so let me reel that back in to make it seem like I'm not an arsehole. I probably am. I don't understand when you say it and it does what you're referring to, because I don't know how delayed you are on watching the stream. You could be referring to something that, from my perspective, happened 2 minutes ago. So please don't just say it in reference to something. I have no idea what it is.
Hey Ken.
Hello Mythic Spirit, thank you very much for dropping your Prime over here. Welcome back with that 16 months of support. That's a hell of a lot of support right there. Mythic Spirit, thank you very much on that. Cheers indeed. Rivers, I just tried using Rolling Guard in a mission, don't like it, I rolled too much and barely helps. Okay. Good luck with that. Meatwood, that's gone. That's been fixed. Okay. I demonstrated using Gamma Core, demonstrated using Rubico. What if I go... what if I charge them up with an ability? Give them a whole bunch of magnetic procs. And then shoot 20k again. So Rubico is getting a consistent 20k to Gamma Core's consistent 30-odd k. Why? How can they be different? How can they be different when it very specifically says that magnetic is doing a percentage of the enemy's overguard? It's got nothing to do with the weapon, according to this. Why is it doing anything else when it's purely off the proc? That's my issue. King Goblins, I heard that lasers work differently in some elements with multi-shot. Ah! You may be onto something. You may be onto something there. Because I had 2.8 multi-shot. I mean, that's a lot more multi-shot than the difference I was seeing in the damage. But let's try it. You may be onto something, and I am willing to explore that maybe. I swear to God if this has an effect, because it's a bloody beam weapon. Let's see what happens, shall we? Let's get the headshots to speed it up a bit. A little bit more, that's fine. 35,742, I saw it again. Multi-shot didn't change it. It was a great idea, I'll give you that. That was a very good suggestion, I appreciate it. Unfortunately, the suggestion was wrong. Why is it different? Why is it different? I genuinely cannot piece this one together. This is not a Incarnate Gamma Core, so it's not got any Incarnate weirdy schmeardiness going on. It's just being used for its innate magnetic nature. I need at least some things on here to get the damage in. Try regular Gamma Core to compare with Cyanoid. Oh god, that's going to be even lower damage. But sure, why not? Why not? Yeah. Gamma Core. It's been a million years since I've used you proper. Let's have a look. Config B, config C. Here's a dead one. Right then. Let's see if I can set up the same modding, actually. What do we have on the Cyanoid? Sure gun agility with the Hornet Strike. Sure gun agility. Sure shot. Gunslinger. And anemic agility. So now we have identical modding. So if it's to do with mods, then there shouldn't be a difference, but then it can't be to do with mods. It really can't be. None of these should have an effect. I can't duplicate between different weapons, I thought so. Because it's not carrying it over to another side or Gamma Core. Do I have any other guys left? Oh, we have got one. Cool, we'll test on that one. Foreman Prime is a... I don't imagine a different situation, but you know what? You might be right in this case, still. I may be wrong. In any case, it's done. This takes so long! Okay, nearly there, nearly there, nearly there. Moment of truth! 35,742, identical to the Cyanoid Gamma Core. I don't know if I'm happy or sad about that, I'll be honest. It's identical. I don't know if I'm happy or sad about that. Let's get an entirely different weapon. Let's grab... Let's grab this. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Hornet Strike. Sure Shot. Gunslinger. Anemic Agility. You know what? Out of pure superstition, I'm going to put that in the same spot. And then we need Magnetic. Actually, no, I'll get Magnetic from Lavos. I don't even need to put a Magnetic mod on there. Let's get rid of Secondary Merciless to be certain. To be certain, I'm getting rid of that as well. Let's try. Have I tested the new Jade weapons? Not yet, no. Okay. Reload, that's fine. Oh, I forgot to armor strip him. Alright, we do it again. Queen, calm down. I don't know what you're going on with at the moment, but calm down. Alright, this time no armor in the way. What do we get? I'm going to need to look at that one back in the replay. And you need to put the exclamation mark before the ticket, not after. Okay. Let's have a look at that recording, shall we? What happens there? And... any second now. There it is, there's the break. 29,784. Same enemies, same approach, different damage, because it's a different weapon. The puncture procs don't change it, and they certainly don't make it lower. The radiation procs don't change it. The magnetic procs are exactly how we got here. I checked two weapons with the same base damage. I checked two weapons with different base damage, didn't I? The two Gamma Cores. And they got the same result. Because that's base damage 16, base damage 21. Different results. I'm tired. I'm confused. Which sounds the same on me. Because being confused is pretty tiring for someone whose entire shtick is having a channel with the answers. Esadel, cheers. So, you can see my frustrations here. Two different weapons, albeit the same family, give us different damage. Give us the same damage, when they shouldn't be related to anyway, but then different ones, different. Maybe because of innate magnetic. Problem is how many weapons have innate magnetic for me to work with? And why is it still so different between other weapons anyway? Do the patch notes have any answers? No. The patch notes have less information than in-game, which is even more annoying. In the patch notes, for things like Blast and Magnetic, they just say a percentage. Whereas in-game, they give us numbers, which for Blast is correct and for Magnetic is woo-woo. Simulor doesn't do a lot of damage, no. Galaxian is innate cold. I can have a look at a weapon with magnetic in it, Nucor. This is probably going to go badly, but let's try it. I don't know what this build is, I'm going to break it. Wasn't an important build anyway. I never named it. Galaxian is still cold. Hornet Strike. Sure Shot. I'm just using the exact same mods for absolute certainty that I'm not breaking something there. And then this time we have innate magnetic from my 36.6% progenitor bonus. It's not a lot, but it'll be enough. And this is the last of the weapons I'm going to go through for testing. If this gives me a yet different result again, I might just retire to the farm. Hey mate, cheers. I mean, clearly, if I can't figure this out, I'm just washed up. If I don't understand a basic damage type, just give up on me at that run. Oh, need to arm strip. Ooh, that was close. Carefully does it. We want to be able to see the damage number. Even if I have to back record it, we want to see it. 35,742. That's the same as with the Gamma Core. Okay. We might be onto something. But what are we onto? What am I even saying at this point? None of those others are magnetics. Do I have a Tenet that's magnetic? Probably not. No, 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 no. I'm not going to go farm an entire Sistra Parvos for this. No. Oh, my Tenet Galaxian is magnetic. Okay, sure. Sure, let's do it. That was probably a really important build. Goodbye. Now this is going to use different modding, which is going to make this even more confusing, but I'm going to use the same type of modding and just call it a day on that one. We just use these, not that one. Just use these, same type of modding, and let's see what happens. Nothing good, I'm sure. Any others with Overguard remaining? Yep, over there. Wonderful. It's not to do with fire rates, because we've got different fire rates. Oh, that kind of kicks his Overguard down a bit. Ah, I didn't see any mess of numbers. Back record. Give info plus. When back recorded, we get... Oh, it's taking a moment to load in properly. There we are. God, it's buried right there. 29,784. That's a new number. Was it the same as the gaze? I take it back. 29784. Same as the gaze. You're very right. Why is it the same as that one? Knightsman saying perhaps it's based off the amount of shields an enemy has. First of all, these are unshielded enemies. Second of all, they're all the same enemy at the same level with the same features. It's fine, Nightmare. It's fine. Your reasoning is better reasoning the reality. It's just yours happens to be wrong. And reality is also wrong. Those are two that had to get the magnetic modded on rather than have it innate. But here's the problem. Here's the problem. Kuvanu core had a higher value, matching the gamma core, despite the fact that Kuvanu core does not have innate magnetic. It was from a progenitor element. Mytonic Galaxian also has a progenitor element, but ends up with a lower value matching the gaze, which had to have it modded on, which means that it's... I don't know. I don't know. Gaze 0 magnetic. Galaxian 60% progenitor magnetic. Kuvanu core lower magnetic. You see why I'm so confused. Everything I test just adds to the confusion. I don't know what magnetic is doing, but it's not doing what it says it does. I'm lost. I'm truly and completely lost on this one. Bradley, no, it's not the existence of an innate magnetic, because the Tenet Galaxian has innate magnetic from the progenitor, so does the Kuvanu core, but the two of them got different results. Is the cold affecting it on the Galaxian? Cold would increase critical damage. It's a non-critical hit. Also, we're getting a lower result. If cold lowers a result, then what the hell? Does the type of Xmas affect anything? Not in any test I've done so far. I've also tested on the same type of Xmas and still ended up with different results across different weapons. So every test I've done so far on this, the type of Xmas hasn't impacted it. This is also part of why I use Grineer Xmas, because they don't spawn the Guardian ones. That would affect it. Sounds like it's depending on the firing type. Galaxian's a chaining beam weapon, just like the new core, just like the gaze. And the Gamma core isn't a chaining beam weapon, yet was matching the Kuvanu core, which was not matching the gaze, nor was matching the Galaxian. So I get consistently inconsistent results. Is it affected by base damage? Base damage of what? Because what D determines as base damage is not what you or I might determine as base damage. Red Soul, I'm not sure what you're actually saying on that one, sorry. Another sniper other than Rubico? I mean, unless you've got some reasonable reason, you're just saying use another weapon. And I'll be honest, I've used a lot of weapons, and we don't even have half a line to draw between them. Does the damage mods not change the overall damage, but maybe the proc? You say? No, I'm sorry, that doesn't pass correctly, and you need to be correct and specific for this kind of conversation. Normally I wouldn't have to challenge someone on their English skills, but in this case I need to know specifically what you're saying. Maybe non-beam weapons have less variance. What does that even mean? What? I know what you might try to mean with that, but that doesn't mean something specific here to work on. So I can't answer that. Well, these Arid Trooper... yeah, these are Arid Trooper Xmas level 195 Steel Path. Absolutely, yeah. Did I try other sniper weapons to see if the numbers are the same or not? You know what? Sure, let's silence this one, so I don't have to answer... Every single weapon seems to have its own way of doing things, and some of them match up and some of them don't. Right. What we got? Sniper, Torrid. Go freaking... Perigale. Somebody say, my results 850 on 10 procs for Later and Wraith Aclix Prime 1862. Solomon, are you armor stripping? Those sound like terrible numbers if you're not armor stripping. Unless you're not armor stripping. King of Goblins, yes. Yes, we're shooting a magnetic weapon to get 10 status on the enemy, and when we break their overguard, how much damage do we actually deal with the electric proc, and is it even remotely related to what DE is saying we should be doing? Red Star asking, do the damage mods change the proc damage and not the direct damage? Like the direct hit is what might be lying to us. Sorry, I'm very sick. If you see a number on screen for damage hit, that number is the truth. That number is the truth. If that number happens to be a lie to us, the entire game might as well just shut down right now because we'll never figure out anything ever again. But more importantly, in every test I have ever conducted, that number, when it shows up on screen, is true. If you are suggesting otherwise, I'm going to need proof of that. Genuinely. Hey, fair do, Greg. I'm glad the build's working out for you. Some unmodded weapons, level 30 heavy gunner Xmas, Venus Formation Labos. Okay, that's an entirely different unit, so those numbers are meaningless to me, sorry. I can't use those. If you do a completely random test, you're going to get completely random numbers to what I'm doing. Yeah. Reds will say, right, but as in the damage on screen is missing a piece of the calculation, but the proc has an additional modifier that direct damage should have. Okay. I'm trying to pass what you mean here, Red Soul, and I'm failing miserably. Because the way you use terminology doesn't align with how I use it, and so what you're saying is completely nonsensical. Like, you're 90% of the way there, but that 10% is so important to communicate what you're trying to say. So, as much as I understand, I'm going to try and translate what you're suggesting, right, but in the damage on screen, so you're saying the bit we're seeing when we get the hit with the electric proc next to it is missing a piece of the calculation. Missing how? How could it be missing a piece of the calculation? And how would that be relevant to the different results we're seeing? Separate to that, you're saying has additional modifier, the proc has additional modifier that direct damage should have. Okay, we've not even been looking at the proc damage because we're looking at the direct hit to try and get the damage it's dealing, which is meant to be based on the magnetic. How is any of the proc amount relevant? Especially as the proc amount should always be 50% of direct hit anyway. Unless elemental mods come into play. All of that is otherwise irrelevant. So the best I can get to is that what you're asking is nonsensical, sorry. That's the closest I can get to understanding what you're saying. Let's get rid of primary deadhead because that has a headshot multiplier which can screw things up. Okay. I was afraid of that. I was really afraid of that happening. Okay. Hopefully it still procs something workable. Maybe in that instant kill there was information. Well, I have good news and bad news. Good news, we have an electric proc. Bad news, it's 3,574. All of those hits are magnetic. They all land in quick succession. We can see it is the second... actually, two of them hit in the same tick, or same frame. But we can see the electric proc that's generated, and that electric proc is a fraction of the damage. Good point, less than 10 stacks. Yep, you're very right. Never mind. That's why. But 3574, isn't that 1 stack's worth? I guess I broke the overguard that quick. Actually, yeah. Okay, has anyone got overguard left, or do they need a new batch? I need a new batch. Okay. That's fine. We can retest this. Slides again. Bap. This time, prime you. And there. Oh. Armor off. How did that not kill him this time? Yeah, whatever. Shush. You are a science object. You are not to discuss yourself with me. Right, let's see. What did we get out of that one? I have got so many clips from testing in the simulacrum today. So many clips. Okay. Nope, whatever. Where's the Electrotroc? Because we have all the magnetic on him. We see the magnetic is there. We hit, we crack it. There is electric proc, so somewhere in here, somewhere, is the damage number I need. Is that... Is it that there? It is. And it appears to be 17,872. The 16979 is a tick. 17,872. Why is it so much lower? Why? Is 17872 same as Rubico? I don't think it was. I don't even know anymore. I've lost track. I've genuinely lost track. I don't even know. Oh yeah, no, yeah, Rubico was 20k, wasn't it? Compare modding. Hammer shot, 290s, serration, crits, galvanized chamber. So, hammer shot, we need 290s, so not that one, not that one, not that one. Hammer shot, 290s, crit mods, and it was galvanized chamber. Let's replicate that modding on the Rubico and lose all sanity. What am I missing? I'm just testing things, hoping that something's going to come up that explains what the hell I'm seeing, but nothing is explaining it. I needed to prime the procs first. Or magnetic, you have blast currently? Never mind. Oh. God damn it, dude. Right then. What did I get from that test? Well, someone tries to give me a heart attack over testing conditions. We prime it. Got 10 magnetic stacks on it. Absolutely. Bop. Continues the magnetic, that's fine. Second shot required to break the overguard. But we also managed to land a blast proc. Did I mod it incorrectly? 17872. Why is it half what the Kuvanuko was getting? Why is it half? Rubico modded blaster moment? Yeah, let's switch it to magnetic, see what happens. Yeah, that's meant to be electric. What was the nuclear modded with? It wasn't. No elements added in. Innate magnetic from progenitor. That was a 17k again. have an idea. Come on. No, that's different. Oh, I was about to say maybe the procs are matched, but they don't even do that. Okay. Maybe it's something to do with Kuvinukor's microwave effect? Maybe it does. Let's grab the fucking Comac. Why did he have to make this so complicated? What have they done? What have they done to make this so complicated? You shouldn't need a degree in Warframeology to figure out how to get magnetic to magnetic. Mirror, I'll be quite honest, that is not my focus right now. Well, I didn't see the hit that happened there, so let's back record that one. Here we go. Good old frame-by-frame replay. Definitely 10 procs in play. Rubico comes in. We get the snipe. 17,872. And again, the proc 16979, boosted by the electric mod on Rubico. I don't get it. I don't get it. At no point ever did I get it. Primed with a different weapon. A completely different weapon in all functionality, and still we're getting this Rubico result. You there. Get Comacked. This might take a while. Comac is not exactly a particularly strong weapon. Okay, it happened. That proc is doing 23k somehow. Magazine? Magazine? We got different weapons with entirely different magazines, Solomir. How could that be relevant? So what hit landed? 29,784. Which is again not what the Kuvinuko was getting, but also not what we were getting with the Rubico just now. Solomir, again, you're working with completely different test enemies. Your numbers are not helpful to me, sorry. Your numbers do not help. If you're going to post numbers with regards to how much damage you're getting, you have to replicate the same test, or you might as well just be testing a different game. Regardless, magazine on Comac is 40, magazine on Rubico is 5, but if I go to the Perigale, which was getting different results, might I remind you, sorry, the same result, magazine 12. And then the new core, with its magazine of 77, was getting the same results as the Gamma core with its magazine 80 or 60. Maybe it's frame rate? If it's frame rate, I give up. But no, we're getting consistent with the same weapons. So variance in frame rate should be having an effect on the same weapon to cause it to get different results. We're not getting that either. Can we get testing parameters? Yeah. It's Arid Trooper Xmas, level 195 Steel Path, Pause AI. Has to be the Xmas, because then we have the Overguard to break. Make sure you armor strip them, use an Iru is really good for that. I'm not going to test FPS, because if it was FPS related, then we wouldn't be seeing the issues we're seeing so far. So I'm not going to test FPS. By the very fact that I've not changed my FPS throughout this entire experiment, and yet I get repeatable results with the same weapons, and different results across different weapons, it's not FPS. You are welcome to test that yourself. Whatever's going on here is something altogether wild. And I am really confused as to what it is. Could it be based on the non-steel path overguard value? Hannah, you are missing the bit where different weapons are causing different values. Whatever our base we're working from is irrelevant at that point because we're still getting different values. Also, I don't think overguard scales with steel path anyway. To be honest, I don't think it actually does scale. Yeah, I know Unicorn game and Gamma Core game twice the value of Rubico. Something is clearly going on. I'm trying to figure out what it is, and it's not popping up. Does the Shock Xmas give electric resistance to its allies? That is a distinct possibility. That is a distinct possibility. Okay. We have an electric one. Let's try it with the electric and then without. Oh, need to guarantee the procs. There we go. I didn't actually see the hit, but let's back record it and see what happened. Let me charge it up. 17,872 with the electric. Seal path. 17,872. Kill these. Simulate any electrics. Nope. Okay. In fact, a lot of blitz. 17,872 before. Armor strip. 17,872. The Xmas type was not having an effect. Well, the nearby Xmas was not having an effect. I can try again on the electric Xmas itself. I'm actually annoyed at the number of good ideas that aren't panning out to be true, because there are a lot of you coming out with some really smart ideas. Like the multi-shot effect on beam weapons, and it's just turning out to not be the case. $17,872, even on this guy. Ah. Alright. Nick's text saying, so Prime Syndicate weapons deal the same amount of damage as their counterparts. Each weapon might have their own unique magnetic damage and overguard pop for whatever reason. Whatever reason isn't a good enough answer. If it turns out that's the answer, I might just buy a ticket to Canada, fly over, find whichever dev is responsible and slap them. Yeah. Let's grab the Fenmore. Fenmore's a completely different class of weapon. Actually, before we do that, some things occurred to me. If this changes the numbers, I'm going to cry. There's no way this changes it. No way that this changes it. 17872 still. Okay. Okay. So changing the modding there didn't change the value. Checking weapon damage? No, we're checking the overguard break damage from magnetic procs to see what's causing the equation, but because it's clearly not what D said. D put its 3% per proc of the enemy's max overguard. That is clearly incorrect. But I don't understand what is happening. It's just not that. Come on. What is happening here? It's nothing to do with multi-shot. We've tested that on the beam weapons and whatnot. It's not to do with that. It's not to do with the magazine capacity. It's not to do with the base damage. It's not to do with the modded damage. It seems to be down to the weapon type with no rhyme or reason connected to that, which is just an unacceptable answer. I refuse to accept an answer so utterly ludicrous. Where is it? There we are. It's the answer we have. I don't like it. Just have to say, it's the maximum value I've got, or something like that. I'm not sure I understand your question. So I'm going to leave you with that one until you know what your question is. Okay, that was a lot of damage suddenly. I did not expect that. Of course, it is the Fenmore. I'm going to have to back record and have a look at that one. Donk, donk, bop. That was with 10 mag procs. 23828. We have a new number. Again. Right, nope, that's it. I give up. I didn't want to give up. I really, really, really didn't want to give up. But I am out of ideas. I am completely out of ideas as to how this works and how to recommend anything about magnetic to anyone. I am bewildered as to what is happening here. Copyable, that doesn't even begin to touch it. It's nothing to do with the Fenmore Incarnate, it's everything to do with every weapon in the game using magnetic. I recommend you never make assumptions joining a stream and seeing 30 seconds of it. I seriously recommend you never ever do that. If you think you know what's going on in a stream, you've been there for less than 5 minutes, correction, you don't know what's going on in the stream. Fire rate cannot be the answer because we've had weapons with different fire rates having the same result, Toriel. And let's get the status because we just want them. Actually, no, I've got status enough from Lavos. Sort it. Let's try with this one and see what happens. Hopefully something... God knows what it'll be. $29,784. Which is different from the Fenmore rifle. I have not tested universal damage buffs like Eclipse or Raw Nyx. There is no reason to do so at this point in time. Why would I test them when I cannot even get the base values to make sense? Adding in extra modifiers will just break it even further. Do the Performance 2 fire modes give different values? You know what? Very good question. Instead of 29, what else can we get? Get the procs on there. 29,000. Firing mode didn't make a difference. Freaking Fucking. Ah! Don't teleport away from me when I'm executing you. Okay. Is it perhaps a status chance-based damage? Status chance 28%, status chance 20%. Nope. It's not. Those two have different status chance, and yet they had the same result. We can look at all stats which are different between these weapons, which is all of them, and confirm that it is none of those stats because these two got the same result. So it's not to do with magazine, it's not to do with reload speed, it's not to do with crit chance, crit multiplier, status chance, or base damage. None of those are the same. So it's not to do with those. We've had the same result between these and the Cuban Nucor. We've had different results between the Fullman and Fenmore, so it's not to do with weapon type. We have tried same and different modding setups. Pretty much any variation of the modding has no effect on it. At least mods that we would otherwise consider that shouldn't have an effect on it, indeed do not have an effect on it. I'm out. Ability strength. It's the same Warframe this entire stream! It's the same Warframe. Something to do with how long the mag procs have been on the enemy? If it's to do with that, how am I getting such consistent results between different weapons? Or the same weapon even, on the same weapon. How? Presume you've already checked the crit damage values? I refer you again to exhibit on your screen. Gonna matter over a status effect? Well, here's the thing, Krazer. Here's the thing. We have currently 280 odd people here watching and trying to understand what the process is and how these status effects work, and we're looking at just one status effect right now. There are people expecting me to put out a guide on all of the status effects and how it works because I'm a engineer, I solve practical problems, I understand these things, I figure it out and tell you guys how it works, right? And I don't understand why DE needed to make magnetic as complicated as they have, and I further don't understand how they've managed to screw up 3% of Overguard. Like, this is the most simple possible thing they could have gone for out of a long list of complicated things, added on to complicated things. Frankly, I don't understand why they went this road, but they went this way. And what they have achieved is anything but 3% per proc. Anything but. What percentage is it then? It is yes percentage. That's what it is, Cryo. If I could give you an answer, do you think I'd look this stressed? If I could just explain how magnetic works, I wouldn't seem quite so pissed off. Jozu! Yes, it looked like that. This whole magnetic damage causing electric damage... Sorry, magnetic pros causing electric damage hit of a percent of enemy max shield and overguard with force electric status effect is broken and bollocks and stupid. It's just stupid. Is this better or worse than anti-mo? How dare you, Fork? How dare you? There are like 5 people who get that reference. How dare. The goal is to get the same number for 2 different weapons? No, the goal is to explain why any number exists. Any of them. Because if you cannot explain every circumstance adequately with the same answer, then you do not have a correct answer. That's how it works. I can explain blast, I can explain puncture, I can explain heat, all the rest of that. Magnetic, there isn't an answer for the single proc that should be working regardless of weapon type. Hey Pablo, if you're hearing this, why? Does Vigilante Pursuit in levels have an effect? No. I'll tell you why. Because it has been here the entire time. I have literally not changed frame in this entire round of testing. But no. That does not have an effect. Or if it has any effect whatsoever, it is not an effect we care about. Can we get a shotgun test? No. No. To be clear, you've never gotten two different numbers on the same weapon, right? I think I've had different numbers on the same weapon, but so far apart that it's impossible to tell what caused it. Yeah. Would I say magnetic at least does its job decently? Okay, that's... We can try to be somewhat practical about that. Does it do its job decently? Yo, Clover! Welcome on in! Welcome on into the channel. I hope you are doing well, and I hope you are prepared for a hair-tearing moment of magnetic doesn't work. Oh. Welcome on in, everyone who's just coming over from Clover Stream. I'm the engineer, solver of practical problems here in Warframe. We have found ourselves a very impractical problem. It is called What the Hell is Magnetic? And I assure you, it is quite an impractical problem. Let's see, how much damage is that electric prong doing? So this was with maximum magnetic stacks. Maximum magnetic stacks. And I gotta say, that is not exactly what I was looking for. Armor? Yes, I know there is armor there. Armored enemies have armor. Congratulations. The point is, it's not exactly what I'm looking for. Would it change the results if I tried it on shields and not Overguard? I'm not going to go diving into that. Overguard is supposed to be the safe to test one, because Overguard doesn't regenerate. Overguard doesn't have weird damage type modifiers involved. Overguard is just Overguard. If that can't be consistent, there's no point even trying to test the rest of it. You have yet to look at the update notes, so much to give rest. I tried reading patch notes, and the patch notes have even less information in game when it comes to the elements, and it's still stupid. Phillips, trying the most basic approach. I applaud you trying the basic approach, but let me tell you, you are so far off the mark, it hurts. I'm well ahead of you on that one. Oh, don't give an ad break now. Twitch! I was responding to someone who's not subscribed. How dare? Twitch! God damn it. God damn it. Alright, on the off chance that you're somehow still here and the ad break didn't happen to you, Phillips, I did figure out how much overguard these enemies have, both by calculating it and then by shooting them with a low damage weapon a lot of times to slowly and perfectly break their overguard to test how much they have. And having done that, I can verify that the damage we gave for the magnetic procs is at no point ever even close to the amount of damage it supposedly should be. Never even close. The highest results we've seen this entire time is still only about a third of what it should be. And in reality, a lot lower. So I think you should be back from the ad now, Phillips. You still there? You might be back from the ads. You might have decided it wasn't worth it in the first place and gone to make yourself a cup of coffee, in which case, fair enough. By the way, if anyone does want to give themselves a proper way to have themselves a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, or whatever else you'd like to put in one of these lovely mugs, exclamation mark merch. So here you have ad block on. Okay, so when I complained about ads blocking you from seeing, you were actually just watching the stream for free the entire time and letting me wallow. The ad block froze the stream. Just watch the ads or buy Turbo or subscribe. I know you hate ads. I hate ads. That's genuinely why I have YouTube Premium, to just not have to deal with the ads. Is it another simulacrum bug? God, I hope not. I'm not even going to be able to get the same type of enemy elsewhere, so I can't test that. An Xmas takes 60 seconds to spawn in a mission anyway. Is there a weapon with 0% status chance? Possibly? I can't remember. What do I think of the new simulacrum environments? I haven't actually tried them yet. I haven't actually tried them, I'll be quite honest with you. The ballroom simulacrum just works. So it'll be hard to improve on that. Is Overguard the same for different enemies? Just depends on the level. Supposedly, yes. From Shezbar, what if the electric rock is calculated with some convoluted equation? Depending on the complexity of it, or the step the calculation happens on, you get different yet consistent results. You know what, Shezbot? What you have just said there is a veritable mix of I don't even know. So I'm going to leave you with that thought, and if you can put it together into a conclusion that is testable and reliable, go for it. But otherwise, what you have said there is just a big old bundle of jingoism that I can't work my way through. Yeah. New operation mission, it always has Xmas from the start if you want to test on them. Well, buddy, that is exactly the news I wanted to hear. Thank you very much. Let's go do that. Oi, big ol' operation, whoever you are. I am promised to have... Where are you? Is it hiding under this? It's hiding under this. Right. I am promised Xmas units. Gib Xmas. Gib Xmas. Junkrat Odinson saying, is proccing original electricity, don't know what that means, and seeing its numbers after breaking Overguard a decent test? Because maybe the electricity with magnetic is different. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that, sorry. We're testing magnetic and the electric proc it causes, not random other electric procs. So I have no idea what you mean. Not Grenadier enemies? That'll be fine, we just want Overguard, to be honest. Alright, I'm not going to pay too much attention to the actual mission, I just want Xmas. I was promised Xmas. Oh god, that thing has hit points? Oh, I just need an Xmas. None of you are Xmas. You insult my existence with your non-Xmas existence. Go on with you. Perish. Die. Fall over. Freaking glaive. I was promised Xmas. Yep, no, I'm leaving. Alright, Clover, you take care. Let's say the ratio proc damage on sniper, semi-rifle, auto-rifle, pistol is 3, 4, 5, 6. This cannot be a coincidence. What? That is a pretty compelling comparison right there. So let's get out of that drums. Laughless, that is genuinely compelling. Guys, you're all talking about the missions. I think you're missing the bit that Lathlis just said there. Lathlis said the ratio proc damage that we were getting from sniper, semi-rifles, automatic rifles and pistols was a ratio of 3, 4, 5, 6. As in, the sniper damage was exactly half that of pistols, but then the semi-rifle was 4/6 of it, auto-rifle was 5/6 of it. Now, I don't know if that's going to really hold consistent, because we tried with different weapons in different ways. So I don't know how consistent that's going to hold all the way across, but the fact that there is even a comparison on that line is insane. Something weird is happening here. Oh, we got a hotfix inbound. 2 in 1 day. This one isn't a quickie either. Secondary fortifier arcane users no longer overwrite your everguard values. They go at 15k. Arcane give it, arcane take it away. Alright. Yeah, break out your red texts. Break out your red text. Maybe this is going to save us all from this. Oh, please, red text. Please, please save us from this. Please. I have never wanted an entire stream to be written off as pointless before. Please. Please. Come on. Come on, red text. Make my day. A minute has never taken so long. I've done planks. And it's still... Come on. Numbers are going to change, but still not make sense. Oh, God. Don't do that to me. Please don't do that to me. Oh. The very thought of all of that testing being pointless and new stupidity coming in. Necromek, Warframe, and Railjack shields now receive a 50% damage reduction. Now we it still hurt, but not as much. What do you mean now? What do you mean? What do you mean now? That was all. That was. Did they accidentally remove our damage reduction? Because we were supposed to already have had that. When they wiped out all of the damage type modifiers, did they accidentally delete Tenno shields? Oh dear. What's the best dagger stance? Check out my video guide on stances. I cover the best stances to use for each weapon category. Wasn't 25%? It was a long time ago. Then it got buffed to 50% not too long ago. What's Zoro's throw melee doing no damage on destination already discussed? Apparently that is a client-side bug and he should be fixing it. At least that's what I've heard. Some intern forgot to read the code. Pfft, it's not the interns. It's not the interns. Come on, red text! Give us the details! Please. In fact, we got 2 minutes. Let's quickly head down to Sim and get a shotgun. Sim, shotgun, Sim, shotgun.
The multitude of creatures
go, 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 go.
would cry out in thanks.
Red text. 1 minute. Fixes towards players get stuck when using the shock prod fishing spear. What? We've all experienced a bit of loss of function with our spear in hand, eh? There's your red text moment. Players who need to use this spear are still progression stopped in certain quests, but it's our top priority fix. Okay. I was wondering where the red text moment was going to come in. I was wondering. Alright, let's grab Del Cuva Hecarinos. Gonna do us a big heck right here. It's got a heat bonus on it. We can turn that into radiation. Why did I think that I couldn't do that earlier? Oh, maybe I'm just an idiot. I'm probably just an idiot. Anyway, yeah. There we are. It's just got a whole bunch of radiation. That'll do the trick. Hup, 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 hup. Quick, 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 quick. Bah! Armor strip. Zappy, zappy. Bam! Oh, there's no way I'm going to have seen that in those damage numbers. No, I'm not even going to try back recording that one. Let's scale these down a lot. Huge proc. I mean, I probably did a lot of that with the heck. Also, the proc is great when it's armor strip. You know what I mean? Don't forget that bit's real. Gonna do this a little bit more gently this time. Okay, somewhere in there was my information. Also, what about turning the damage numbers from Cloud so they all fly away from the enemy? Well, is Cloud the one that makes them fly away, Crescendo? Just to check on that, is Cloud the one that makes them move away from the enemy? Just want to be very certain on that, Crescendo. Is that the one that does it? Just want to be very clear. I know I'm really saying it is, but Crescendo seems to understand. Cloud is the one that keeps them over. Enhanced is the donut. So... Frickin'. I should be using that one, you say? Was a hotfix? We'll have a look at that in a moment, Solomon. Honestly, I'm not seeing a damn difference. I'm still getting stuff center of mass. Some of them go outside, but some of them don't. Distance? Okay, I'll stand all the way over here. You know that mostly just makes it where I can see the enemy better. Bear in mind that I did also shrink the damage numbers a moment ago, so if we put those back to where they were... that is slightly better. Okay, so... let's have a look at the recording anyway. What we got out of that. Maybe it's information, maybe it's not. I don't know, but let's try. Why am I being pinged on Discord? What's up? Not important ping. Okay, thanks for that, world. Really appreciate it. Alright. Let's get this detail. So that hasn't got the kill yet. Oh, sorry, not got the overguard down. But we've got magnetic at 10 procs. Up. It hits, and where's my electric proc? There it is. 29784, and this is exactly why I was using the larger numbers. We're losing it in the pixels here, but luckily that one survived. 29784. We've seen that number before. We've seen that number a few times on a few different weapons. That's 5 on the ratio? Seems so. Still doesn't make sense. Munch, cheers. Still doesn't make sense. For those of you tuning in and wondering how could I be so pissed about doing 29,784 damage for free, how much do all these clips take up on your SSD? I have no idea. I just delete them every now and then. There's a little bit. Each back recording is about 360 megabytes, so I'm probably murdering my SSD. Anyway, bearing in mind that in my previous research of these overguarded enemies, I calculated their overguard based on the damage I was dealing to them in-game as 356,789. According to the wiki, it should have been ever so slightly higher than that, but it was 99.5% accurate, so close enough. Rounding error. 350-odd thousand overguard with 10 magnetic procs. One would expect 356, 789 times 0.3. One would expect an electric hit of 107,038. 37. 107,037. Not 29,000. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what it is. The Windows DVR thing saves with combat codec. I take it straight off the graphics card. It just works for me, quite frankly. There may be other ways of doing it, but this just works. This just works, so that's why I've done it that way. Keeps all the data, keeps the large size, which allows me for upscale rendering, all that good stuff. I really don't know what's going on with this. I really, really don't know. And that hurts. Alright. Yeah, no, I've got nothing. I don't understand how this is working. Sil, thank you very much for the link. You've linked the Switch one, it looks like, but I can bring up the PC one in just a moment. Let's switch us to a brief little intermission screen, Arenos, whilst I get out of the game and get the patch. Electricity is 66 damage, 105 is 617k. Isn't it close to the lowest damage proc? Oh, surely they don't mean that. King of Goblins. Surely. Surely they don't mean it'll deal... No, it doesn't mean that. Or at least it shouldn't mean that, because they said 3% as the damage with a guaranteed proc effect. So it shouldn't mean that. No. It should not mean that. Are we sure they can math? They can math. Doesn't mean they'll get the numbers they wanted, but they can math. Yeah. Are we sure DE can write tooltips? They can write them. Nothing on magnet. Oh, I was really hoping. I was really, really hoping. Oh, update is installed. Just gonna get myself into the game, then we'll switch back over. You don't need to see how many characters are in my password. What's my numbers on the Rubico Prime? At this point, it slipped out of my head. I'll be honest, Solomon. I have found no rhyme or reason to the information so gathered. There are things... Oh, goodness gracious, we got login music. We got things working in ways that I just really do not understand. Can you guess as to how many characters it has? You can guess, I won't answer you. Can I tweet at them about it or something? I will be sending whatever findings I managed to make over to DE. Be like, yo, what? But that's the best that I can do, and I don't like that that's the best that I can do. Because it's not good enough. But it is all that I can do. Thoughts on Eversong Jade's Bow? Not even looked at it yet. Sorry, I am one person, and I decided to focus on status effects, and boy, what a choice that was. We're saying, Ken, Red Text is saying Shield DR for players have been boosted to 50%. Warframe's Neckmax and Rail Text. Yeah, no, it's supposed to always be that rate. It sounds like they bugged it out. Don't read red text for patch notes. Read red text to realise there might be funny things, and then go to the patch notes. Let's see what the patch notes say. Warframe PC update notes. Hotfix 3602. Name change. Player Necromech changes. Yeah, player Necromech shields now have 50% damage reduction. Fixed Warframe and Railjack shields missing the 50% damage reduction. There it is. And Necromech health is at their weaknesses, resistances standardized to match 10-0. Cool. Fixed gain soft lock on that. Mega Crescendo double counting. Some arcane brokey. Blast crashes. Conclave fix? Okay, sure, why not? Then nothing else of interest. Okay, cool. Yeah. Nothing really to see in the patch notes other than the 50%. Shield damage reduction is fixed or actually applied to Necromechs now. Crow Sultano asking, is the electric damage counting a full set of 10 mag procs as 1 and only applying 3% of base overguard as 30? No. Or at least, when I apply fewer magnetic procs, the damage comes down proportionately. So we already know that individual procs are scaling up linearly, as they should do, with respect to the currently confusing damage maximums and minimums we're getting. Outside of that, even if it were applying 3% for 10 procs, so 0.3 per proc, that's still not the right values compared to what we're getting. It's still not the right values. We're not out by an order of 10. We're just on a completely nonsensical different order of numbers, and it's different between weapons. To the point of seemingly between weapon types, but that needs to be verified in itself, and that really comes down to being DE's issue. I've spent 2 hours on this one thing, and all I have succeeded in achieving is proving that different weapons have different values in a way that God knows what DE are going to figure out. Rab, tab, tab. So I'm saying, hey, guess what I learned while wearing headphones? If you stay in Harrow's abilities screen, you hear something special. Yes, you do. Yeah, yes, you do, Zom. Cheers. Joseph saying, so maybe the electric proc from magnetic doesn't scale with the enemy's overguard, but rather the weapon itself. Nope, the level of the enemy does seem to have an effect on the amount of damage being applied, and any modding on the weapon, any base values on the weapon, does not seem to have any effect on the values so applied. It seems to only be changing based on the type of the weapon, with a stat which is otherwise hidden. Yeah. King Goblins, I will warn you that by fiddling with numbers and looking for random connections, the more you look, the more likely you are to find something that is close to correct. Close is a dangerous thing to find, because if you can't find a reason for it, what you may have found is just a coincidence. And you may have found one there. Almost certainly you have found one there. You got 17832 multiplied by 6. 17832, I presume, was one of the damage hits we had. You're using that to say, well then, would that mean the overguard is 356640? 356789. You're within rounding errors. I'll give you that. You are within rounding errors. You may be correct. If you are correct, do you need to learn how to test? Yeah. Do you need to learn how to test if you are correct? And if you aren't correct, do you still need to learn how to test? Yeah. Size to hit his damage. I don't know where you're going with that. Sorry. So I'm just going to leave you there on that one. Go back to the 3-4-5-6 ratios found earlier. Could confirm or test whether the same weapon type does actually get the same number. I'm going to leave that one to interested people who wish to research any further. To be quite honest, this one has taken a lot out of me to say that all we've successfully achieved is to figure out that D have really screwed the pooch on magnetic. I don't know how or why, but D have really screwed the pooch on it. Something has just gone immeasurably wrong. And I don't like that. But yeah. And I've only been touching on one damage type this entire time. Lorp screwed the entire 2 hours, 20 minutes this stream has been live and talking about stuff. Sorry, but if you come into a stream 2 hours late, hear a conclusion, expect someone to re-describe everything that's just happened, you're not going to get the answer you're looking for. Does Overguard scale by level like armor? Yes. Could it be related to a base Overguard? Yes. Does that account for identical enemies having different damage done to them by different weapons? No. Thanks for trying. Can you put Blast on an amp setup? Don't think you can. Yeah. By the way, is Colt's new bonus double crit damage, so +1 CD, or double total crit? That's a good question. That's a good question. We can easily test that, yes. We can very easily test that. Let's grab good old Rubico again. Actually, no, let's not go... Yeah, let's go Rubico. Rubico's fun to use. I like snipers. Let's use Rubico. Let's get rid of elemental modding so that doesn't get in the way. In any way, sense, rhyme, reason. Let's get rid of multi-shot as well. It's just annoying for these kinds of tests. Solomir, yes.
The multitude of creatures you have immortalized would cry out in thanks.
Just shut up, Samaras. I'm not in the mood. Anyone else missing the image for magnetized discharge in their factions? You know what? I'll leave you with that one. Okay, so we are testing the critical damage output of weapons with and without cold. Current critical multipliers 8.4 times. Wonderful. We'll use, once again, these lovely overguarded enemies because overguard is a nice blank canvas hit points to work on. My loading speed is 10 times faster than yours. Well, I do have a solid state drive and a mid to goodish processor. And a lot of RAM. So, normal crit. 7026. Verify. I said verify. I said verify. Shit, shot combo. Oopsies, I always forget about that. 7026. Cool, over here. 7026. Yep, looking good so far. Now, we are going to apply a shitload of cold. That is a specific term, by the way. Cold! You only get 4 cold. That's annoying. Overguard blocks that. Yeah, I knew that. And magnetic boots. I am a moron. Let's get rid of your overguard. There we go. Right then, let's restart testing. None of you are allowed overguard. It is banned. Anyway, where was I? Ah, yes. Testing. Base damage. 1892. Verify. 1892. Good. Now I've got the cold bonus. Yep. 4583. Sounds good. Alright then. Or it's just blah blah blah. 45 something. Was it 4583? 4583, yeah, good. Okay then. Keep this up. Now let's apply a whole bunch of cold to you. There it is. 4583 becomes 5068. Wait. Did he not get many cold procs? Oh, he did. Yeah. $5068, yep. 5068 divided by, was it 4583? I think I said 4583. Yep, 4583. That is definitely not a doubling of the crit. Never get shot combo? Yeah, I'm accounting for it. That is definitely not a doubling of the crit. However, is it a 1 times increase, a 1x increase? So we were at 8.4, or did it take it to 9.4? 4583 divided by 8.4 times 9.4 is 5128. That's not the number I saw. Okay, so 5068 then. What increase did we get? Is Arsenal UI bugged? Actually, good point. Is it lying in some way? Do I have a companion equipped? I don't have a companion equipped, so it's not that. Was I getting any scoping? Oh, wait. Let's 75% critical damage. I hate snipers. I don't recall ever saying I liked snipers. That is fake news. Yep, fake news. So, anyway, the Foreman Prime, best weapon in the game. Everyone knows it. Kill me. Oh boy. Anyway, how does anyone even begin to understand how to play this game? It's far too complicated. Let's put a little bit of heat on there as well. There we go. So now we get radiation. We got impact radiation, which should be fine. No damaging procs, no weirdness. It should be fine. We're going to be okay. So, direct hit to the leg. 5-3-70. Wonderful. And a little blast slap. 5-3-70. Sounding good. Okay. Try that. Yep, 5-3-70. And now, we cook them up. We get 6-4-7-7. B-E-A. Beautiful. Just need to, I am definitely running the right numbers. Yep. Okay. Thank you very much for putting it in that chat. I really do appreciate it. I got my calculator here, but I actually really appreciate you guys putting it in the chat as well. Because I can be a little bit silly with keeping a track of all of these. So, we know that with this setup here, the Fullman has a critical multiplier of 4.84 times. I know it looks like it's just 4.8, but it's actually 2.2 base. We're increasing that by 120%. 2.2 times 220% is 4.84. Rounding. Yay. Anyway, so 5-3-70 divided by 4.84 times by 5.84 is 6-4-7-9. Which, within rounding errors, there it is. That confirms it. 10 stacks of cold will add 1x to your critical multiplier. Doesn't double it. Does not double. Doubly nooby. Doubly. Nope. So when you... What's it actually saying in game? It says... increase critical damage by 10% on the first stack with an additional 5% per stack. This effect doubles when frozen. Interesting. So... It's... suggesting 10% per stack and then 5% per stack thereafter, which 10 stacks would be... 9 stacks would be 50%, and then double when frozen would be 100%, if that's what it means. Yeah, that's just completely wrong. Because that means we're just not adding an extra 5% for the final stack, which for starters would not match the description, and secondly, just why are we describing it like this? It's plus 0.1 on the first stack, and then plus 0.5 at 0.05 per stack thereafter. Effect doubles at full stack. Ish. I mean, it doesn't even apply 1.1. No, it's... Oh, this is just wrong. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. Why? Why? Okay, let's see what it is. Every stack up the way. 5-2-70. Now we have one stack applied. 5-4-8-1. 5-4-8-1 divided by 5-3-70 is a 2.067% total damage increase. Which, if we take it through by expert assumption, 5-3-70 divided by 4.84 times 4.94. 5-4-80? 5-4-8-1, yeah. There we are. So, first stack is indeed plus 0.1x critical damage. Did I say that they know maths? No, I said that they know how to write maths and make maths. They know how to math. Whether or not they math accurately, that's different. See, anyone can write numbers. It's writing correct numbers. That's the tricky bit. Yeah. If you want to pass your math exam, don't just write numbers. Write the right numbers. Definitely don't write the left numbers. The left numbers are usually the negative numbers, and that's how you get negative marks. Don't do that. Did I try breaking Overguard with an ability to see what numbers it would give there? Don't do this to me. Please don't do this to me. don't want to go back. Please don't make me go back. No. How about we talk armor? Do we want to talk armor? Let's talk armor. I did some research on this earlier. Are you ready for a flashbang, kids? Let's not actually do that to you. Let me see if I can reduce this flashbang. Let's go fill. Change that. Okay, it's still going to be something of a flashbang, but it's better. So prepare for incoming spreadsheet. Yay! Alright then. I did some testing when it comes to armor. What we have is a heavy gunner level 195, which I verified did in fact have a effective 2700 armor, which was giving it 90% damage reduction, and so a shot that should be doing 1475 damage was doing in fact 147.5. 147. And what I did is I meticulously removed 5% of armor at a time using Cyanax with 10% strength. And by removing the armor 5% at a time and then hitting them bit by bit by bit by bit, I could see how much damage I was doing, and therefore what percent of the max damage I was doing, what increase each 5% of armor removal was doing for us. And therefore I could have a look as to the effective armor based on the old armor equations. So it started at 2700 armor. By 50% armor removal, its armor was acting as if it was only 526, whereas previously it would have acted like it was 1350. And it means that 95% armor removed, it was acting like it only had 76 armor rather than 135. And then, considering the old damage taken versus the new damage taken, I could see the actual increase of this partial armor strip buff. And what we got here is that the effect of partial armor strip is stronger, up to 100% stronger than before, but then it goes back down again. Understandably, you can't get better than full armor strip no matter what equation you use. So, for example, at this lovely 100% point here, whereas previously 50% armor removal would leave you dealing 18.18% damage rather than 10% with said armor value, now you deal 36.34. And that is a lovely, lovely increase. And you know what does a 50% armor strip? Heat! Which means that heat procs have been buffed with this update. Heat procs now can do a lot more damage, and this was against an enemy unit which has hit the armor cap of 2700. Which raises the question, how much armor does a heavy gunner have? If you were in Warframe yesterday, or day before, I've lost track of the days, I'll be quite honest. How much armor did they used to have? That's a very good question. Let's see if we can get a very good answer. Heavy gunner, level 195. Off Steel Path, it used to have 10,600 armor. On Steel Path, it would have had 2.5 times that value again, which would have been, what, 28,000 armor? 28,000? And instead now they have 2,700 armor. Which is wild. To come down from 28,000 armor to 2,700, and then heat doesn't remove half the armor now. It seemingly removes just more. I'm not sure as to what the equation is, but it removes more. As I'm saying, by the way, apparently health scaling is weird and different per faction, supposedly corrupted by half linear scaling. Yeah, I saw someone testing that and it kind of hurt me to look at. It hurt me to look at. But what this shows is that heat is going to massively improve the amount of damage you can do against armored enemies, and armored enemies are much weaker than they were before if you're at the higher levels of dealing with armor. Like if you're at 90% plus damage reduction for an armor, which was not hard to hit on Steel Path, let me tell you, now they're even easier to hurt. Partial armor strip has significantly more value. But still, that's kind of wild. Guessing Viral Heat still king over Corrosive Heat with this? Yeah, Viral Heat absolutely slappage. It do absolutely slap. Corrosive without green shards plus heat will get you 90% armor strip, which now is 36% stronger than it was before. You'll deal 36% more damage. But you could just use Viral Heat. Well, actually, I say that. Yeah, because Viral Heat, previously that would have got you to 18.18 and then the viral bonus. Whereas Corrosive Heat would have got you to 52.63 and then call it a day on such an enemy. 52.63 divided by 3.75? Yeah, 3.75. No. What's the max you get from viral again? It's 100%, and then line lots of 0.25. Is it 325? Oh, my head is broken today. I'm sorry. This is actually embarrassingly bad. 4.25 plus 325%. Yeah, there it is. Okay, my bad. So 52.63 divided by 4.25. So by missing out on viral and instead going for the armor reduction approach, it was worse than just going heat viral at 2700 armor. In fact, it was the equivalent of about 20% armor removal, which was terrible. Now, if you go heat viral, you'll get more damage than corrosive heat could ever get you. More damage than corrosive heat could ever get you. Corrosive heat will get you, without green shards, 71.53% effective of damage. Because you remove 90% of the armor at max. Which apparently comes out to this. I don't know what they've done to the armor equation, but it's no longer easily calculable. Why complicate things? I don't know. But if they go for viral heat, if you choose that, you'll still remove a chunk of the armor. You'll deal 36.34% damage. But then the viral kicks in and takes it actually over the 100% mark. Corrosive projection is now roughly 45% damage increase. Roughly, yeah. Yeah? No. No, corrosive projection is more than 10%. Corrosive projection is between 15 and 20, so you'd be looking at like nearly double damage. Corrosive projection on itself is nearly double damage against a 2700 armor unit from this test alone. Yeah, 18% is between 15 and 20. Thanks, guys. But point is, you'd be looking at about, what, 75% or so? Maybe 80% damage increase? But yeah. Heat viral still just kind of wins. Because viral is so strong. If you're doing 36.34% damage because you removed half their armor, they're at this amount of armor effective. With one viral proc, you're now at 72%, which is better than 90% armor strip. If you're at 5 viral procs, you're now doing 3 times 36.34, which is over 100%. So an unarmored enemy taking just heat procs would take less damage than a fully armed enemy with viral heat on them, assuming you had the same amount of heat procs. That's how much of an improvement this is for heat. That's how much of an improvement it is. No change to viral heat default meta? Yeah. Actually, though, there is a change. Heat is even better, so viral heat is even better. The maximum armor of enemies has come down. Partial strip has been buffed. So the reasons you would say heat viral isn't good enough is now gone. You can still use other items, absolutely. Blast goes blasting, which is great. Magnetic. Yes. Corrosive is now universally effective against Grenadier rather than effective against half of them. However, Corrosive has been somewhat counter-nerfed in the process. It is no longer great against standard sentience. It is no longer great against Varus Infested. Because, will it show the sentient thingamajiggies here? No, it will not. Is there a tower I can see sentient damage? I don't think I can. Well, I think they're flat anyway, is the point. But yeah, if we have a look at Deimos, for example, now the suggested damage is Blast Gas. Blast Gas, of all things. Alrighty. Just AoE them down, I guess. Yeah. Factions. Sentient. Vulnerable to cold radiation, resistant to corrosive. Alright. Alright, yeah, that. Okay. Fair enough then. Yeah, that's just what sentient is now. Weak to cold rad, Eidolon Hunters rejoice. Resistant to corrosive. So yeah, corrosive is... whilst it can still remove armor, you get a damage negative against the sentience there. And instead its purpose is specifically against a Grineer, where you get the damage bonus as well as the armor stripping. Yeah. And again, to put that into perspective, if you're not using the green shards, so corrosive on its own will get you to a max of 6 times damage, 59.73 up from the 10% there. And then you apply the 50% bonus, that would take you to effectively 90%, or you could use Heat Viral. Heat give you 36%, Viral then increasing it well above the 100% mark. So corrosive on its own, pure corrosive, would be weaker than Heat Viral, unless you're using green shards. Yes, full stripping doesn't change enemy weaknesses anymore, that's correct. Corrosive with green shards gets that last bit of the way, that it can then potentially be better, but I say potentially. It hits 150%, because you got full damage plus the 50% bonus. Meanwhile, Viral Heat, 36.34 multiplied by 4.25, 154%. It still wins. It still wins! With full stack of Viral and Heat in effect, a maximum armor enemy, Grineer, will take more damage from a Heat Viral setup than it will from a full strip corrosive setup. Wow. Corrosive Cold is neutral to sentience. If you have identical amounts of Corrosive Cold, yes. But then you also have the Corrosive weakening their armor and Cold buffing you crit damage. But yeah. Does Corrosive still ignore 75% of armor? Is that gone now? I believe he removed that. I believe. So say remember Heat Strip is over time. Very fair point. Yeah, it does take 2 seconds to kick in. If the enemy dies in less than 2 seconds, you probably didn't worry about the enemy to begin with. But you're very right. Heat Viral Heat Corrosive is better now. Heat anything is better than it was before, yeah. That is a lot of things to read, Estadal. And yeah, if you get full strip plus viral, yeah, that's going to be the biggest damage output, yeah. Full strip plus viral is obviously going to be the biggest damage output. Yeah. There is so much to process with this update. I've barely scratched the surface of it, it feels like. Barely scratched the surface of it. So, let's have a look at how weapons perform in general. Let's grab El Bursten Primerinos. Got primary deadhead on there. Recoil? Can I... You bastard. Does this have minus recoil on it? Do I have recoil reduction on it already? Or do I... Oh wait, no. Minus 50% weapon recoil. Minus 50% weapon recoil. Never mind, I don't need the mod. I've already got it. Cool. Okay. So, Burst of Prime with absolutely no recoil whatsoever. Let's do this. Damage types it is set to at the moment is Rad Cold. Let's change that up, shall we? Do a little bit of viral heat. That heat on there is probably screwing me up. Yes, damn. Haha! I knew what I was doing in the past. Viral heat with plenty of heat. Let's see what happens here, shall we? I think you probably know what's happening, but let's do it anyway. Let's head our way over to Ceres. Actually, no. Let's step it up. Ceres is a nice testing ground, but Sedna. Sedna... Kelpie. There it is. No, not... Wait. Selkie, not Kelpie. Yes, I knew that. Ooh. Let's get ourselves in here.
These are worthy foes.
I'm going to pause the out-of-game music for a bit. We'll use the in-game music for a bit. And you know what I want? Even more heat.
I'm sending auxiliary life support.
Alright, let's get in here. Oh, that automatic firing. No longer having to click spam the bursten. My Warframe knows how to do it. All by himself. My Warframe is strong, as they would say. I should probably turn down these damage numbers. That's kind of obnoxious. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I still can't see through those damage numbers. It's all well and good having them move off one enemy. When there's more than one enemy, I still can't see for shit. Let's take this even further. Compact damage numbers. Can't really say that helped. It's a good thing this gun is really strong. Oh, the laser beam of doom. That's what I've turned this into. A proper sci-fi enjoyer right there. I've turned an ordinary rifle into a laser beam of doom. You're welcome. Let's get some more heat in this. But it kind of go. But now let's switch to blast. Oh, oh my. Well, that was a little bit pleasantly unexpected. Yeah. This using the unique trait of Lavos to put blast on every single hit guaranteed. It's nice. Based on your calculations, viral heat better than viral slash for general steel path. It depends on the slash you're obtaining, but probably. The only trade-off on that is that you can obtain slash from hunter munitions, which can avoid you needing so much focus on status. And you can obtain the viral then from a single mod setup if you have progenitor or innate element to work with. So viral slash has its place because you can kind of cheat in your slash and your viral. Meanwhile, if you're levels, you just laugh at the idea of any kind of struggle. Alright, let's start off the damage numbers. There we are. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful explosions. It's like a struggling car rapidly about to set off. And then all of a sudden they just have full engine. It spits rapidly and then just opens up. Oh, that is gas. You know what? Let's use gas. Why not? I've accidentally turned it on. Let's gas for a bit. Although gas against Acolyte might not be the smart play, but let's see what happens. Come on, Angst. Okay, bursting do bursting things, yeah. Goodbye, Angst. Was nice while I knew you. What does the Incarnate Form do despite turning it into a machine gun? I think it might give it some innate heat. Also improves the stats. But mostly it's just Machine Gun of Doom. Ed to say and say, hey there, love your videos. Feel like you guys educate me to make my own decisions instead of just mindlessly copying someone else's build. Thank you. That is exactly my goal. So I'm glad that has worked out for you there. Welcome into the channel as well. Hope you enjoy your stay. Back to blast. Hey! I was using that. Evaporate. And let's charge this up again. That's just so effective. We are charged. Oops, wrong buttons. I wanted this, more blasting, and bop, bop, bop. All of the bop. Telecom pack giveaway? Absolutely. Exclamation mark ticket in the chat for a chance to win it. We'll be doing the draw on that in about 10 minutes time. If you are wanting to have a chance at that, you must put that ticket in the chat. And you must respond to the Twitch message if you are indeed the winner. You'll only have 24 hours to respond to that message. If you do not respond, you cannot claim it. And the winner will also be announced on Discord, just in case you didn't think to pay attention to Twitch. The 24-hour claim window is to allow someone to still claim it even if they had to go to the loo or, you know, live their life, because you don't have to be glued to a Twitch stream the entire time. I prefer it if you stay here. I prefer it even more if you subscribe or, you know, buy some merch, any of that lot. But I don't require it of you. Because at the end of the day, I am not so full of myself to expect every single person here to drop, what is it, 6 quid on a sub? I know not everyone can or wants to afford that. There's so many streams to support after all. But if you so kindly were to choose mine, I would much appreciate it. Well, that's our Xmas skills. And, yeah, it looks like Good Gun still does good stuff, doesn't it? I'm not even trying to armor strip here, I'm just, you know, using elements and Gun go burr. And Gun indeed go burr. The live support is loving life. Yeah, this gets work done. Yo, King of Goblins, thank you very much for hitting that subscribe button there and joining the chorus, as it were. Enjoy your lovely blue sub badge and all the other bits and pieces that come along with it, including access to the premium channel on my Discord. Thank you very much, my dude. Yeah, I think I've proven the point as to what this weapon can do. Let's get out of here. Out is this way. Thoughts on new update? Mixed bag. A lot of good things, a few not quite so good things that confuse me. Yeah. Is Blast going hard now or no? The problem with Blast is that it is odd. It is odd. Blast has two forms, pop and boom. Pop if you did not activate it in time, and boom if you did. Pop happens if the blast times out, which is by default 1.5 seconds, without reaching 10 procs or lethal. Boom is if you reach 10 blast procs or lethal, i.e. kill the enemy before the blast times out. Pop deals 30% of your weapon's non-elemental damage to that same enemy again. Boom will deal 3 times your weapon's non-elemental damage. All of it combined that's been stacked up into those blast procs to all enemies within 5 meters with no fall off. So that can get a lot of work done. 5 meters is not a tiny radius, but it's also not the biggest. But it can still get a lot of work done. Hey, Six, I appreciate that. I've always feared one day I'll win one of these raffles on Twitch and we'll be stuck in the bathroom or something and come back to figure out someone else got picked because I was gone. Yeah. I understand concerns on that. If I were doing like a series of giveaways throughout a stream, then I would expect the winner to be there in the moment, like we did during the Quest to Conquer Cancer. But for something where it's just at any point during the stream, I'm not going to hold someone for 3 hours, simply because I respect time zones. There are people who are watching far to the east from me. I don't think east is that direction from this office, but it doesn't matter. Far to the east from me. So by the time that I finish at 10 PM UK time, often later, I'll be honest, I do run over. It means then that for those who are even further east, it's 11, 12, 1 in the morning. And it's just unreasonable to say, oh, you must be here the entire time, all the way through. It only really benefits then those to the west. So, keep it fair. If you join into the stream and claim a ticket, you made it here. You get to enter. It's not like everyone's going to win either, so to demand so much from people when there's only a chance of winning, that's just unfair. When you say base damage, you mean with damage mods, no crit, right? No, I didn't say base damage, because DE do, and DE don't define what base damage means. That's why I specifically didn't say base damage. I said non-elemental damage. Non-elemental. So all your elemental mods are taken out of the equation, and the rest of it is left in. So this is what I was running on that burst run right there. I have got a spicy Riven. It's minus status chance, but Lavos laughs at that. But plus crit chance, plus heat does a lot of work for this kind of setup. Believe it or not, I have Serration on here. I don't even need that. In fact, this setup is very far from optimized, and yet it still works. Still works. I don't know why we've got normal... modding capacity. Yeah, I think I gave up forming it because it's already killing. What if Gun have only elemental? Gun will not have only elemental modding. Innate damage is not considered elemental as far as the damage equations are concerned. This is the problem with DE having such complicated equations. This is the problem. But think how you'd calculate gas damage, okay? Gas proc damage is exactly how you calculate blast proc damage. There you go. That is exactly how you calculate it. Minus the fact that you can get gas modding from Lavos' Valence Formation. Shut up. So, if you would deal 1000 damage with a gas proc, nope, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Gas has a 0.5 times modifier. Blast has a 3 times. It's 6 times stronger than a gas proc. If you reach lethal on a blast proc, whether you reach 10 blast procs or you kill the enemy whilst they blast on them. So if you activate Big Boom Blast, you get 6 times the power of a gas proc in one hit. Yeah. That's what you got. Excuse me. Alright. MS to say, okay, it's maybe a silly question. How does crit factor into damage? If you say 20% crit chance, is that split like 20% crit? If you crit, you get the bonus. If you don't crit, you don't get the bonus, Master. That's how. There is no weirdy schmeardy what if maybe yeah. It's what you hit with. So if you hit a crit, I might sneeze again. If you hit a crit, you get the crit bonus. And decide if you're going to sneeze or not. Seriously. Alright, it's gone. If you hit a crit, you get the crit bonus. If you don't hit a crit, you don't get the crit bonus. Same as with any other proc. For once, it's actually simple. Yeah, you did forget the English only rule, and now we have to hit you with the harshest of penalties that can ever be brought onto this channel. You are going to be timed out for 1 second. Yep. I think that'll do. Tyranny? Yes. I am in tyrannical control of this stream. None can challenge me. Mwahaha. Hold on, try and contaminate for the first time properly in a mission. Does it have multiplicative condition overload? Acts a bit like it, but could just be tired. I've not tested it, so I don't know. Alright, I see people are specifically trying to flaunt the rule on knowing no non-English, so I'm going to time you out for 10 seconds, and the next person will be 100, then it'll be 1,000, then it'll be 10,000. Very quickly we'll get into you are never able to speak here again. Don't push me luck. I will do it. I will absolutely do it. So you have no chance to get the ephemeras from the new event if I'm one-player clan, right? I don't know. Alright, Synth Demon, you know what? I'm actually just going to time you out straight now for 2 hours. Because you're actually trying to push the luck, despite the fact that rules are there for a reason. So you could just not speak for the rest of the stream. We'll have you back on the next one if you want, but yeah, no, don't do that. When every single message you send there in a row was clearly non-English, just no. No. Come on, guys. When I say the rule is English only, please, on the channel, because it's the only language you can moderate, I mean it. So if you're going to post anything that tries to skirt that, we're just going to time you out, or ban you if it seems like you're trying to be an idiot about it. Don't push your luck. Just enjoy the stream. Don't try to be a moron about it. If you want to be an idiot and join into a stream full of idiots, go watch XQC or something else on that level. If at any point you've got the impression that I am trying to have a community of idiots here, you've not been paying attention. So don't be an idiot. Be better. I know you can be. What's SQC doing? Probably his best. Yeah. Have I made a video on damage vulnerability? No, it only recently got standardized. So no. Alright. With that, I think it's about time that we wrap up the giveaway of the day. Final reminder, if you haven't already grabbed the ticket, we're doing a giveaway of the TennoCon 2024 digital pack. It doesn't matter what platform you're on. It doesn't matter if you've been here for minutes, hours, years. Everyone has the same chance to win. All you need to do is grab yourself one ticket with exclamation mark ticket in the chat. If the bot says too many tickets, it means you already have one, Silent Hunter. It means you already have one. Otherwise, if the bot responds, you bought a ticket, congrats, you have one. And if the bot doesn't respond to you at all, you might have typed in a completely incorrect thing. Usually it's because you're on mobile and you put a space in the command there. Watch out for that. So I'll give you all a moment to grab a ticket if you've forgotten to grab one this entire time. It happens. What about decades? Does that give a boost to your chances? If you've somehow been watching this stream for decades, you're called the Kengineer. Because I am the only person who has been watching my gameplay for decades. So many people haven't grabbed a ticket. I know, Hitika. I know, it's wild. It's like I make a post on Discord and on YouTube, and I let everyone know, look at this free thing you can win. All you have to do is type one message, and then people just forget to type the message. It's crazy, isn't it? What if you're time traveling, been watching for decades? Please don't time travel. Time traveling is disallowed on this channel.
My English is so bad I don't think it counts as English, so better I don't write any more smile.
Miralabe. Miralabe. I mean, that came through perfectly fine. All the same, thank you very much for the £10 tip to the stream there. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much, Miralabe. I hope you have had yourself a good one. Yeah, I'm saying the content is too good, we all forgot to get the tickets. Aww. What kind of timeout is there for time travel? Minus 5,000. You'll be timed out before you got here. Yes. The only time travel permitted is at 1 second per second, or otherwise dilated by gravity. I will accept dilation due to gravity and velocity. If you time travel any other more than that, certainly if you try to travel backwards and have a negative time quotient, not allowed. I will specifically report you to those weird floating meatball-headed aliens, and they will have their way. You time travel 2965 to catch this stream? Well, wait, David, you know exactly what I have to do now. That'll be a minus 5,000 second timeout. Let me type minus 5,000. Apparently that is not a valid number to time someone out for. I'll just have to time you out for one then. There we go. It's close enough. What if you time travel but you never notice because it's all relative? Well, I do have some relatives who watch the stream, so I suppose close enough. Close enough. Do not pass go backwards, do not pay $200. Very true. Is sleeping considered time travel? No, sleeping is fast travel. Because sometimes you wake up in a different place, and I hope that the person who put you there was someone you trusted. What if time starts flowing backwards and you're powerless to stop it? How would you know? How would you know? Does it pro to time travel? And it's the ability I like the least on her. So it fits. What if you time out someone for a negative number? Does that force them to keep watching for that time? I mean, if I could do that, oh, that would be a power to have, wouldn't it? Start timing out people and they can't leave the stream. Subscribe to the channel and you won't be negative timed out. What about time freezes? Does that come with a timeout? Time freeze is not time travel, because you are just frozen in time, then you'll be back again. You won't have noticed. You blink. You just blink. Also, Zob, I've noticed you're typing with the letter A again. Congratulations. I don't know what was going on with it earlier, but you have access to the letter A once more. Congrats. Don't need to negative time out to keep you here for a while? Aww. I think that's a compliment. I think it is. Psychic, I'd love a video on Jade Xmas damage output. It seems it's had crazy. Step 1, don't get hit. There you are. Last chance for tickets? Nah, let's not do a last chance for tickets. Let's just close it now. We're well over time on that. If you didn't already grab a ticket, you clearly didn't want one. So let's close the entries. There we are. That's that. It's done. Now we wait to see who types ticket now. There it was. Oh, wait. Yum was already in it. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. See, half the time when I call the close to tickets, someone then tries to claim a ticket immediately after. But I know Yum already had a ticket, so that doesn't count. Right then. Of those who have entered, how many have entered? 303 people have entered. 303 people have entered. Of those 303, only one of you can be a winner. Only one. The winner today is indeed going to be Chico Julio 28. That's Chico _Julio 28. Congratulations there, Chico Julio. I'll be contacting you shortly after the stream ends to get hold of your Warframe username and platform. And we'll get that sorted out for you there. Congratulations on that. To everyone else who's joined in, you may not have won this time, unfortunately so, but you can always join it on future streams as well, because we have got giveaways running pretty much every single Warframe stream we do here. Every Wednesday and Sunday, there's almost certainly a giveaway you can be part of, and you can always join on Fridays for yet more variety content outside of that. Can I do another roll for 10 plat? No. 10 plat. You're not even trying to buy me out properly there. But you could have said 10 million and I'd still said no. Not happening. You'll give someone 10 plat? Hey, you can give someone 10 plat. Still not going to roll it. Still not going to roll it. Fun fact, watching this stream backwards will show you Kenji getting more and more relaxed about new magnetic damage. Oh, I love it. Well played. Yeah. Well done. Love it. I still have no idea with magnetic what even was happening with that. I have no idea. So, yeah, I will take that one to DE wherever I can take it and hope they can come up with an answer that makes sense. Could it be hidden numbers? Well, it's certainly not visible ones. Right, I think it's about time we raid on out of here. We got raided in earlier by Clover. Let's pass the love along to another part of the Warframe community. Who can we raid into today? That is the question. That is the eternal question at the end of any Warframe stream. Good night, Mucus. Take care. Let's see. I see Brozyme is live. Is he actually live or is he AFK? He might actually be live at the moment. I checked onto his stream earlier, but he wasn't there. He has got something very weird on stream that does not look very Warframey. You know what? I am not going to do that. That does not sound fun. Kadoma, I think, usually wraps up around this point. Roadblock! We can go to Roadblock. Yeah, we like raiding into Roadblock. So, raid Mr. Roadblock. There we go. Raid is active. Once again, thank you very much, everyone, for joining in today. I do hope you have enjoyed yourselves. Certainly at my misery. Could I just show us a stream of a new schedule? Oh, there we go. Well, that's unfortunate. We're already on the raid to Roadblock. It is what it is. We're heading on over to Roadblock. Another content creator in the Warframe space, so be on your absolute best behaviour, chat. I'm sure you will be. But that's all from me today. We'll be back on Friday with some more not Warframe, but in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.